said it. He's the GOAT. Yeah, I said it, and I'll go ahead and say it again and double down. He's the GOAT. Go on. Name a better player. Just one player. I'll win.
Man, stop playing. You can't handle it.
I can't believe you'd say that. How can you all be so wrong about this?
You know I'm right, and that's why it hurts.
It's a lot, son. I'm about to be the next co-host.
Welcome, everybody, to the co-host. This is a community-driven game show you can only find right here on Twitch. We're going to have 6 up-and-coming streamers debating topics on boxing tonight, all leading up to the winner getting their very own sidecast of the Tyson Fury-Deontay Wilder fight here tonight. We'll also raid the Champions channel and to build their viewership, yada, yada, yada. And then, but the most important part, chat, is that you all are involved in this. So make sure you stick around, make sure you participate in the polls, because you are going to help determine who stays on the bench and who gets to go on to the finals. Joining me today, though, we got 2 more judges that will be helping me pick some winners here. We have Jayleon Love and Keyshawn Davis. How are y'all doing here tonight?
Doing pretty good, man.
Good,
well, brother. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. All right,
Yes,
Keyshawn,
sir.
I'm gonna start with you. 2020 Olympics, silver medal, you got. The thing with the 2020 Olympics, they actually took place in 2021. What was that like, having to train for a whole nother year for the Olympics? Oh no, I can't hear him now.
Yeah.
You hear him, Jalen?
No, I
Oh
can't
no,
hear.
we can't hear him. I'm assuming he said hard. All right, Jayleon, we'll start with you. We'll fix it out. You've been boxing for a long time.
Yeah.
I saw Detroit Gold Gloves champion, fellow Detroiter right here. I appreciate that. All the way back in 2006, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you haven't fought in about 2 years. You think you're gonna have another fight here coming up?
Maybe, man. I'm getting in shape, just working out. I'm blessed to do other things and not have to really focus on boxing. That's the key.
Yeah. Well,
get in the game and get out.
some of those other things include sparring with Jake Paul. What's that like?
It's cool, bro. Honestly, I train him. I know a lot of people think I do spar him at the same time, but I'm more of a trainer than a sparring partner.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, bro. The kid is super hungry and dedicated, so it makes it fun. Jake is a really cool dude.
How good is he really, and how good
He's
does
good.
he have the potential to be? Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. He's in camp now. We about to get ready to. I actually flew in here to Vegas last night, but yeah, I left Puerto Rico. Yeah, man, we just just soaking up as much knowledge as he can in the gym and training every day and dedicating his craft to boxing.
Yeah. And you know what? He seems hungry. I mean, I'll absolutely say that. He seems like he absolutely loves it.
He does. I mean,
Yeah.
he's in it. He's in it for the long run.
Yeah.
A lot of people get hit and they be like, this ain't for me. A lot of people take that damage and be like, nah, that's something else. But he loves it every day. He comes right back.
Awesome. Keyshawn, can you hear me now? Yes. No. Yeah, I can't hear you though. Oh well, this is horrible. Things happen, this is live TV. It happens. We'll get back to Keyshawn. We'll talk with him. We'll talk with him soon though. You got Jake Paul. Who would you like to see him go up against next? Like what level of boxer would you like to see him kind of step up to?
Yeah, I know a lot of people are anticipating him to actually fight a boxer. So we like Tyson Fury's little brother, Tommy Fury. I think that's a nice style matchup. I think coming from the background of boxing, that's a good matchup. So I would like to see that fight happen. Maybe we can.
I feel like that's got some name brand on that fight right there. You know,
yeah,
Paul
for
Fury.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You can
for sure.
sell some PPVs like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned being down in Costa Rica. You living there now full time?
No, we're in Puerto Rico. Yeah, I'm
Puerto
living
Rico?
there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm living there majority of the time throughout the year. I come back and forth. I got a family here, so I have to always, be back and forth, make your way out. But yeah, Puerto Rico is where I reside.
Yeah. You were talking about a little bit about it earlier about how nice Keyshawn is, and since he can't speak for himself right now, we can't hear this. Could you just explain how nice this man is?
Yeah. He's like
Can y'all hear me right now?
Yes, we got
hear
him.
you
We got
now.
him. Yeah. All right. He can explain how nice he is now. Yeah. All right, Keyshawn, we're gonna be checking in here with a minute. We gotta move. We gotta introduce these contestants. So thank you so much. We know mic issues happen, man. Thank you so much. We gotta move into these contestants. So we got 6 up and coming streamers, ladies and gentlemen, fighting for the chance to do a sidecast with us 3 for the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight tonight. Let's go ahead and meet these contestants. Wave, everybody. Wave, contestants. Wave high. Starting off first, M. Rich 58. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm pretty excited for this match. I've been waiting for this fight for such a long time, and it's finally actually happening.
Yeah, you've been talking about that. You are also in England, correct? So you are up late.
I am. Very late.
Favorite boxer of all time? Who you got?
I don't have one, to be honest, I would say, but if I had to pick
Horrible
someone,
answer.
if I had to say someone, I would probably say it would be Lennox Lewis.
Lennox Lewis?
I like that. There we
If I
go.
someone.
What's your stream all about?
My stream is more about I do Arsenal watch-alongs, and I also do NFL watch-alongs. So most of the time you're going to see my streams. I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be crying. I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be sad because Arsenal have been pretty dismal at the moment this year. So it's not really the best time to be an Arsenal fan right now.
All right. Well, you watch mediocre soccer teams on his stream. No. I'm just messing around with you. Miss Thickums, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How's it going?
Good. Happy to have you here. I said one of the best names I've seen on Twitch so far.
Thank you.
What is your favorite all-time boxing match?
Favorite? I have to go with Miguel Cotto versus Floyd Mayweather. It was actually one of my favorites and just one that actually got me into boxing.
Oh, okay. All right. What do you do on your stream here?
So I'm a variety streamer, but I focus mainly on sports and WWE. So I play games and I talk them.
Is that Moxley behind you? Is that a Moxley picture behind you?
No, it's actually all the wrestlers from the Attitude Era.
Oh.
The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H.
I get
the
like
brothers.
the one right above your shoulder looked like Mox in the Shield version, which is funny. You know, I'm
Oh no, that's
my
Stone Cold.
pixelated. Oh, that's super embarrassed right now. You know, that's awesome. Miss Thickums, we're happy to have you here. Philly Iris, how are you doing today, sir?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. Who is your favorite boxer here, Philly Iris?
Bernard Hopkins.
All right. Tell us about your stream a little bit.
Well, I mainly play sports games and a variety of different type of games, but it's mainly sports like Madden and like sometimes first-person shooters or walkthrough games or fighting games. And I also co-host a boxing podcast on YouTube and Twitch also.
All right. Well, I think we got 2 new guests for you right here. Make sure you get their information before you leave, man. You definitely want to do that. Let's go to Shoe Shine Boxing, aka Dave from the 408. How are you doing today, man?
Folks, man, I live and breathe for boxing. You know, we live and breathe for the sweet science. This is what we do on Saturdays.
Yeah, every Saturday you watch boxing?
I've been watching boxing religiously since the 90s.
Favorite all-time match then? You got to have an encyclopedia of these in your brain. What you got?
Right now I'm feeling Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez number 4, because today we're going to see a trilogy, and in this fight we actually saw fight number 4 because in the third fight the Nevada judges didn't seem to give it to the right guy And Juan Manuel Marquez rode off into retirement by making sure everybody knew who the better fighter was. It was a really scary night. Some people thought that Manny Pacquiao had died on the canvas for a brief second. So it was a definitive end to not a trilogy, but 4 fights.
What do you call 4 fights? A quadrilogy?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know. I didn't know. Dope content.
Legacy.
We're moving on from that one. Yeah. Dope content. Favorite all-time fighter. Who you got?
Favorite all-time fighter is the absolute GOAT defensive fighter. That guy is Floyd Mayweather Jr. Nobody touching him. He's undefeated for a reason. He could come back right now and still dominate the welterweight division.
All right. What do you do on your streams here, man?
So it's called Dope Content for a reason. So we do a lot of sports podcasts. We do video games, Madden sports games, wrestling, music. We do a lot. So we do a lot. It's dope content for a reason.
Yo, Jay Leon, you recently were pretty close to a Mayweather fighter, someone who fought Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Another Paul brother. What do you think about that? Do you think he could still come back and dominate the welterweight division?
Floyd is a one of a kind. He can do whatever whenever he's ready. Always in shape, never poisons his body, don't drink, don't smoke, don't do anything. And he lives for the sport. That's all he's been doing since he came out the womb boxing. Like, that's what he does.
Yeah. What about you? You think the same thing, Keyshawn? You think he could still go?
Still go at this age? Nah, I don't think so. Like at this age, for what he's doing right now, though, he's still at it. But to really get in there, like in the WBC, IBF talks again, nah, man, he's a little too old now.
Come on, Keyshawn. You gotta do better than that, man. Come on now.
I agree with Keyshawn. I definitely agree with Keyshawn though, because I don't want to see him in there with these younger guys.
Yeah.
What he's doing is cool, but this is a young man's sport for sure.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but we've seen boxers go into old age before. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, you definitely seen fighters. What you got? George Foreman, who won the title at 50 years old.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now. I hope this headline comes out. Keyshawn Davis thinks Floyd Mayweather's washed.
Right.
Yeah. That's right there. Get that. Make that fight happen somehow. You know what I mean? You had to cut a little bit of weight for, but. All right. Happy hour, SC, aka King Hap. How are you doing here today, man?
What's up, big man? I appreciate you saving the best for last, and like I said, I'm amped up to be here. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your favorite match all time?
Favorite match all time is definitely the Gotti Ward trilogy. They went at it. That was, like you said, we spoke about it off the air, but I mean, these guys have crazy defense and with, using their, faces and bodies to block these punches. I mean, there was no defense for 3 fights, and these guys really went at it. Had to be the best trilogy. We'll see if tonight I can give it a run for their money.
Keyshawn, what do you think about that? Like the Gotti Ward fights? I feel like they're, for some boxing fans, they're a little controversial in that they don't feature a lot of defense. You know what I mean? How do we lose this mic again?
Click his ear. He gotta mess with his earpiece. There you go.
No! Damn it. He was excited to answer that question too. Oh man. That's just how it goes. Live TV, man. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
The good news is we can keep talking about some of these topics in our first game. But let's go. We're going to take a really quick break. See if we can get Keyshawn some mic work. And I'm super sorry about this. The warm-up is coming up right after that. And I'll explain the rules of the game. Just roll with it, guys. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to the co-hosts, everybody. I'm Grant Kuber, joined by Keyshawn Davis and Jalen Love again here while we're discussing the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight tonight. We are going to pick one of these lucky contestants right below me to co-host the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight right here on Twitch with the three of us and get the raids. All the raids from all the channels. It's going to be it's a very big prize, very, very important. But most importantly, you get the belt of co-host champion, which is appropriate given tonight. We're talking about boxing. The thing with boxing though is you gotta warm up good. What's your Keyshawn? What do you do when you're warm up? Like right before a fight?
Well, I've been boxing for years, so it's like I kind of got like a little personal routine. But I usually like to jump rope first. See.
Did you say juggle?
Jump rope.
Oh, I thought you said juggle. I was like,
Nah, I like to jump rope, and then like I start stretching, and then I probably start shadow boxing and stuff like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, just like you, we got to warm up here. So we're gonna go to our first game, the warm up. This is the warm-up here. All our contestants are going to be discussing, and our judges, our contestants, and me. We're going to be discussing some spicy boxing topics here. Nobody is going to get eliminated after this round. However, this round is going to kind of set the course for how your game is going to go tonight. Our judges are going to start to pick favorites. They're going to start to pick people they like. They're going to start to pick opinions that they find hot. This is where you drop your hot takes. This is where you get your name known. Make sure you guys bring it. Be charismatic, be funny, be happy, and most importantly, be knowledgeable about these topics. All right, we're going to put 15 minutes on the clock, and I'm just going to start it off. There's a trend with celebrity boxing crossover matches happening. Jalen, very familiar with these things.
Mm-hmm.
Is the celebrity crossover athlete boxing matches good for the sport? Yo, you can just start. By the way, contestants, you can just jump in and just say what you think. Yeah.
I think they are.
No.
I think they are, because I think my opinion is that they have a place. If you look at these fights and you put some up and coming boxers against people like Evander Holyfield, you're gonna have a mess. But if you go ahead and you take, you have the celebrity style boxing matches with the older guys going against the older guys. Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones was a perfect example. This is an excellent fight, and it was a place where we could see these legends perform one more time and do their thing. Not a spectacle or a circus act like the Evander Holyfield fight was. So my opinion is, yes, they do have a place in the sport. They're good for the sport. There is a lot of money, but you don't want to go ahead and mix, pleasure and celebrity together. You don't want to see these guys getting knocked cold.
Dope content. You're mocking this, I see, visually.
I think it's trash, honestly. As somebody who watched boxing since I was a kid, I think it's trash. I agree with him as far as if it's like legend versus legend, Tyson versus Roy Jones, former boxers. But when you get to the YouTubers, I saw Lamar Odom in a fight recently versus some
Aaron
guy
Carter.
that was,
Big money match.
Man, that's trash. That's trash.
Shushan, what you got?
I agree with that.
That's trash.
Yo, I'm watching the televised fight, and Berlanga just got dropped for the first time.
Oh, for
in
real?
his professional career.
Damn.
That's a big deal because he's a hot prospect at 168. That's a big deal. But listen, we're talking about celeb boxing, and I'm going to say, listen, before I was a hardcore boxing fan, a pugilist, I was a casual fan. And events like Danny Bonaducci fighting over 20 years ago, or Tanya Harding, an Olympian, those things have always brought new set of eyes to the sport. Before you're a hardcore fan, you have to start somewhere. You're a casual fan. Hey, I'm interested in this. Seeing somebody like Jake Paul, who's got millions of subscribers on social media, people want to see him, and they might get engaged into the sweet science and what it's all about. And, it's in our blood as humans to want to see combat, to want to see gladiators. So it has a place, and we're never going to get away. We're never going to get away from people wanting to see average Joes fighting, whether it's bum fights,
I'm going to be honest. It's somewhat for me. I don't think there's a place for it because if you look at how dangerous this sport is as a whole, people actually die from this sport, actually be paralyzed from it. You got fighters in comas like Adonis Stevenson when he fought Alexander Glustik. He almost died in the ring. Patrick Day. Like I had a heavyweight that fought Carlos Perez that's unable to walk and even move his arms now and can't even play with his kids. Like, tell you the truth, these celebrities should not be in boxing unless they're wearing protective gear. And it's just my opinion. And like at the end of the day, you gotta leave it to the professionals, in my opinion.
Keyshawn, I know Jay Leon is probably slightly pro this. I'm gonna say slightly. But Keyshawn, what about you, man? I gotta get your opinion on that. Oh my God! How did we lose his mic again?
Oh wow!
I thought it was a Bluetooth thing. All right, you know what? We'll move on. We'll go to the next question. Miss Thickums, I'm so sorry, Keyshawn. Miss Thickums, right here during the press fight conference, Wilder said Fury had no power. Do you agree or disagree with that? Why?
Absolutely not. I disagree. I think he does have a lot of power, and if anything, he also has so many other things in his arsenal that need to be recognized. So I think that's a really poor statement. He has shown time and time again that, he has power. His resume speaks for itself.
Well, I'm Rich.
I agree. Tyson's been able to do it he's been able to change up his style multiple times depending on his opponent, and he's been able to knock people down. And Wilder's just using weak excuses like he used with his in the last match, that he was weighed down by his costume walking in. So Wilder doesn't really have much to stand on at the moment. He has to knock him out tonight, otherwise it's over for him.
You agree with that, Jay Leon?
I mean, listen, you got men that are 277 pounds and another man that's 100 or 230 some pounds. Power is there regardless if they're trying to hit hard or not. They definitely have power. I don't think it's over for either one of them. If Tyson Fury loses, there's always another big fight, right? You got Anthony Joshua. If Deontay Wilder wins or loses, there's still other fights out there. You got, there's still guys right there. You got your Andy Ruizes. You have, what I mean? There's a lot of solid fighters out there. So, I don't know. I think that there's a place for any of these heavyweights to be recycled, win, lose, or draw.
Okay.
Yeah. These three are meant to be the top three, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
they are.
I mean, if you get another fight.
Yeah. I mean, think
about
it.
Another championship fight?
Could he? Why not? I mean, if you look at the history behind heavyweight division fights, you see a lot of guys has been recycled. You know what I mean? And now you talking about limited heavyweights. Heavyweights are heavyweights, but some are not that good. You know what I mean? Some are not really. They're heavyweights by weight, but they're not as big. The bigger heavyweights. So I mean, you got Anthony Joshua. You got now Usyk. Now you have Andy Ruiz. You have Deontay Wilder. You have I think we got the guy out of Canelo camp.
White.
You got a guy out of Canelo's camp.
Frank Sanchez.
Sanchez. You got the guy from Texas. They're fighting each other. The Sanchez and the other guys fighting each other. I forget his name. But yeah, these are top fights. But you can make a fight out of the loser of either one, and it's still gonna be a great fight. Somebody's gonna get clipped. It's exciting. It's gonna draw numbers. That's what it's about.
We're talking about we're talking about right here though the heavyweight division being a little shallow. What is the most competitive weight class in all of boxing right now?
Welterweight, easy.
Welterweight,
easy.
I would say the welterweight.
It's been like that.
Is anyone going to stand out from the crowd here and disagree for no other reason to disagree?
If anybody disagrees, if anyone disagrees with that, they don't know the sport.
Definitely not heavyweight. Definitely not heavyweight.
Not heavyweight. There's not enough heavyweights to count it.
Man, you got the lightweight division. You got Gervonta Davis. You got Devin Haney. You got Ryan Garcia. You got
Lightweight's hot, but they're not
But
fighting
his-
each other.
Yeah, they're not fighting
That's
each
what I
other.
was-
Like,
Let Philly get his words in. Yeah, let Philly get his words in. Right now.
Here's the thing. On paper, 135 is the most competitive weight division because of names. But here's the problem. All those young boys do is talk trash, not fight. That's all they do. Ryan Garcia, I don't care how many followers he has. He ducked Fortuna. He got out of that fight, credited mental health issues, by the way. And now he wants to try to take an easy fight with Jojo Diaz. It's not an easy fight. I predict Jojo Diaz is going to knock Ryan Garcia out.
All right, Happy Hour. You said heavyweight.
I do.
All right, give me the reason before I let everyone tear you up.
Jay Leon just went into it a minute ago. So there's all these guys right there, and heavyweights are the most recycled fighters, like he said, because they hit the hardest, and that changes the fight in one blow. These guys are all going against each other right now. You're getting all the top guys competing against each other. So if you're talking competitive, how can you get more competitive than Fury versus Wilder 3 times? You got Ruiz versus Joshua twice. I mean, like you said, in these low weight classes, you got the guys dodging each other. And like you said about Golden Boy over there. I mean, he's dodging people left and right. The bottom line is these heavyweights are fighting each other. If you want to talk about being competitive, the guys who are going against each other and trading wins and losses, that's the competitive nature.
Keyshawn,
It's only 5 heavyweights. That's
Keyshawn?
why. It's only 5 good ones. They
I'm
have
gonna,
to fight.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you on that.
Go ahead.
I agree with what he's saying, but the thing is, if you look at it, Deontay Wilder's career, besides Fury and Luis Ortiz, is based off bottom level, B level fighters and worse. And you look at Tyson Fury. I'm a big Tyson Fury fan, but I think his best fight is Deontay Wilder and Vladimir Klitschko.
His best fight was Braun Strowman.
He fought Tashura, which is a live dog still, always a live dog in the heavyweight division. Yep. But by far, if you look at the best resume, is Anthony Joshua. He's fought mostly every top 10 heavyweight besides Fury and Wilder.
All right. I got to hear Keyshawn. What do you think about this?
I honestly think we should shine some light on the 154 division.
For sure.
I feel like that division, they've been fighting everybody. Like, it was not a fight that haven't been made in that division. Even like the losers, like the B-side, like high class level fighters was fighting. You know what I'm saying? So I give credit to 154 as well. Also 147. I feel like 47 and 54, like those two right there, they've been having great fights for years now. So. But I definitely agree with Happy. The heavyweight division is competing against each other, and they putting on great performances. So you're definitely not wrong about that.
All right. Wilder and Fury, both known for their elaborate ring entrances, Triple H-like even. Who do you think brings the best ring entrance tonight, y'all?
Fury.
Hopefully Tyson. Because last time Wilder brought the entrance, he got whooped. So
40 pounds of ring gear, man.
I just hope Wilder.
I
just hope Wilder ain't got no 75-pound outfit on this time.
Yeah, I hope he walk out like Mike Tyson used to walk out. No
straight tie,
short. His shorts was above his knees. He need to walk out with no socks, shoes. He need to be ready. Just ready to fight all together.
Shoeshine, best boxing entrance of all time.
Edgar Berlanga just won the fight.
Best boxing entrance of all time. Oh man, it's gonna be Nassim when he came in on a magic carpet ride.
Tell his story, baby. I like.
That was my answer right there.
I love that one.
I like
that was beautiful.
I mean, that's something like Cirque du Soleil, right? I mean, you're risking your life just getting in there.
Right.
And anyone else got one?
Like Bernard Hopkins when he fought Pascal in the second fight, they had the 3 singers right there with the old guy singing, and he's coming out to the ring, and they're just singing that "My Way," "Done It My Way" by Frank Sinatra.
Okay. Hey, you can't beat a Corey Spinks entrance with all that dancing he be doing, man. Corey Spinks in St. Louis in his hometown versus Zab Judah, that was pretty lit too.
He got smoked.
I feel like Floyd also invented the rap to the ring.
He definitely got smoked, but
he got destroyed by Zab.
Yeah, he got smoked. For sure.
Hey, Zab is Zab. Zab is Zab, man.
Keyshawn, you ever plan on doing one of those? Like, are you that type of guy?
Yeah, man. I can see myself with Deontay Wilder's suit on, walking out with a crazy Halloween mask. It ain't gonna be 50 pounds though, because I'm just about 50 pounds. So
yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
Miss Thickums, you talk about WWE. I mean, we got to get your opinion on this. You know, ring entrances, best boxing ring entrances of all time.
I wouldn't say I have one, but I will say
Make
that
it up.
I
This is
did
a hot take show. Make it up. You know.
I didn't. No, I can't say it was any of the best, but I do want to say that I did like Wilder's last one. It was just unfortunate. He claims is the reason he lost. So I will say I was a fan of it. I don't say I have an actual best. Another guy that I really appreciated all of his entrances was actually Floyd Mayweather, because sometimes he would come out with ring attire that would mock his opponents, or they were just flashy. So I always appreciated his as well.
That Cinco de Mayo is classic.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
With the
so you brought it up though, that 40-pound suit that Wilder blamed for his loss, right? Do y'all think that was the reason?
No,
not at all.
He just got
Absolutely
outboxed.
not.
He got outboxed big time. He
Like-
just used it for an excuse.
Like if you see it right now, he got exposed that night. Deontay Wilder got fully exposed. He got exposed when he fought Luis Ortiz, but he got fully exposed when he fought Tyson Fury in the first and second fight. He had no boxing skill whatsoever, and he couldn't fight backing up. So that's why he lost the fight. He couldn't fight backing up, and he couldn't get that right hand off because he's got to wind the right hand up every time he throws it.
I agree totally. He has to. If he fights going backwards, he's in trouble. He needs to keep him at length so he can fight off that jab. And when he got exposed in that fight, it had nothing to do with the 40-pound suit. And with a 40-pound suit, I got a feeling that he's going to come out with something funny tonight. Just to kind of go with that whole theme. I'm actually anxious to see the ring entrance.
Yeah,
Coming out with a
the real
jacket
thing
of
is,
feathers.
I swear, if you wear something to the ring, you have to try it on beforehand, and you have to walk around with it just to make sure you're comfortable, right?
Yeah,
How do you
100%.
come up with an excuse like that to say that mess? It's just such a weak.
Yeah, well, honestly,
Yeah.
I was with Shelly Finkel's the night before, and I was in the dressing room with him and stuff, and he showed me the uniform, and I picked it up. I say, "Damn, Shelly, how much does this weigh?" He was like, "Oh, about 20, 25 pounds." I say, he okay with that?" He was like, "Man, it's a big guy. He gonna be all right." All right.
Yeah.
All right.
You knew it was a bad idea right then. Jay Leon, I wanted to talk to you real quick. I want to circle back. Give me your opinion though on celebrity boxing, and I know you're kind of working with the top guys in that aspect, to the point where Jake might not even be a celebrity boxer anymore. It might just be a boxer.
Yeah.
Give me your take on it all.
I like it. Honestly, man, I dedicated my whole life to boxing. So I mean, for a guy to come in, I feel like you need to take a page. The same way he's taking a page out of our books, we need to take a page out of his book. And that's called marketing. Marketing yourself, giving the world, you build this fan base. You know what I mean? You could do anything. If he wanted to play in the NFL right now, he could. And these people are gonna view him, regardless of what he does. He can paint a wall. They wanna see him do it. So he's bringing these new young eyes to the sport. You know what I mean? I mean, you see his pay-per-view numbers. This kid he's very, very smart and strategic on how he moves as far as marketing himself. And I think it's, like I said, it's newer eyes coming to the sport, and that's better for guys like Keyshawn and the newer generation of fighters coming up, because they have this new platform and these new Gen Z, these new kids now that are watching them, and a lot of these kids don't know about Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. They're gonna know about Keyshawn and Ryan Garcia's and Gervonta Tank Davis's. And so that's what it is. I mean, he's bringing new people to the sport, and I think it's dope.
Absolutely.
And as long as and the thing about it is, he's taking it serious.
Taking it serious.
Yeah. When I met Jake, he had a boxing ring in his living room and a boxing ring in his backyard, and boxed every day. Ran every day. Had a chef to cook him food, to be on a diet every day. And this is before we even started working together.
Yo.
So,
could we see him actually?
Can you beat him?
Actual boxer.
I'm way too experienced for him. I've been boxing.
I'm some static in the camp.
But could we see him actually see an actual boxer? instead of like Tyron Woodley
I
or Ben
think so.
Askren?
I think so. I mean, if would you accept Tommy Fury?
You know-
That's Tyson Fury's brother.
Tommy Fury's trash.
I mean,
Keyshawn, would you box him?
Tommy Fury is not good.
Well, yeah,
Would you box him though, Keyshawn? Like, the money's there on the table. Weight class doesn't matter. He's like, yeah, look at it.
Right.
He just feasted for that.
Yeah. I love to fight Jake
It's
Paul.
an easy knockout. It's an easy knockout for him. That's why.
Hey, my man said something down here, and I gotta say this. All right, so look, he's like, oh, he's not a good boxer. All right, Jake is 4-0. Go to any 4-0 fighter right now, or a guy that's go to Gervonta Davis or Ryan Garcia, and go look at the caliber of fighters that they fought in their first and second and third and fourth fight.
But here's the thing about that. You're saying he's 4-0. Let's break down what he fought. He fought a nobody MMA fighter. Then he fought a retired NBA basketball player. Then he fought Ben Askren, that's known for wrestling, that's slow as hell, punching.
Tyron Woodley.
Tyron Woodley is also.
So what?
And Tyron Woodley
actually surprised me. He actually surprised me.
I think he won the fight.
All right. This is what we like to see, but we got to move on to our first break. Actually, shout out to Ben Askren, who was on our show last week. We appreciate it. We got to move on to our first break. It's heating up already, which is great because coming up in the next round, we got our 1v1 matchup. 2 people are going to be going home in the next round. We will be right back in 3 minutes. All right, welcome back to the co-hosts, everybody. I'm Grant Pooh Bear. Joining me is Jay Leon Love and Keyshawn Davis, silver medalist this year at the 2020/21 Olympic Games. Coming up right now, we got our first game of elimination, and that game is called 1v1. All right, Keyshawn, before we get into this, Keyshawn, do you got a favorite so far? Any of these contestants standing out?
I love Happy Confidence, man. I love Happy Confidence. He's speaking like he's gonna win, man.
Yeah, Jay Leon, anyone for you?
Keyshawn, he on point right now.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. All right, so what's going on here in 1v1 right now? We're going to be dividing everyone into 3 1v1 matchups. Each 1v1 will debate 2 different topics. Each player will have 30 seconds to make their case. At the end of this round, 2 contestants will be heading to the bench. Our first 1v1 question is going to be, and this is for everyone, all right? You're creating the ultimate boxing main event. You can take 2 fighters from any time period, any weight class. It's a video game style matchup right here. Anyone. You can take the 110-pound guy against 277 Tyson Fury. Does not matter, all right? Who would you put together? You're trying to put together the best fight. The one thing is you can't repeat answers. So if someone says your fight, you can't repeat it. You can like take one fighter, from it, but you can't repeat that matchup. Our first round is going to be M. Rich versus Miss Thickums right here. M. Rich. Oh, we're going to get a graphic in. Very important. We had to get the graphic in. We got Emrich and Miss Thickums up here on the big screen. Now I can see that it's Stone Cold. Now I can see that, obviously, now that you're on the big screen here. Emrich, Miss Thickums, we're going to start with you, Emrich. You have 30 seconds. You need to tell us your absolute dream matchup and why you picked it.
My absolute dream matchup, I would say it would be Prince Nassim versus Money Floyd Mayweather. Just before the way that they both fight, Prince Nassim only had his own first loss, probably second to last fight, and obviously Floyd being undefeated. Both of their fighting styles would have been very interesting to see how Nassim's a dodging maniac, and so is Floyd. So the question is, who will get the first punch in and who would actually knock each other out? I think that would be more entertaining and actually will bring a very, very big crowd for that. A lot of fans, people love Nassim and his entrances. His fighting style was absolutely amazing.
Emrich wants to see a lot of missed punches. Miss Thickums right here. Who would be your dream matchup?
So I'm going to go with 2 modern guys right now, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. Just because I think it would be super explosive. You have Errol Spence who can do that southpaw style, but Terrence Crawford is a switch hitter. He could give you that and be orthodox. So I think it would be super explosive because also you have both of them that are really aggressive. They would be on top of each other, and I think that is what we really want to see right now for the welterweight division, and that is my dream match.
All right, Emrich, tell us why her match is not as good as yours. 30 seconds.
Well, my match is more of a defensive style. I like defensive style, that type of fighting, and I like the way to see how people dodge and how people get away. Seeing people punch each other in the face is very great. Seeing the explosive knockouts is always what it's about. But as a defensive type of guy, I prefer to see the impact and see how far 2 players can go. See them work each other out. See if you can actually get that knockout blow when it's more of a defensive fight instead of just a straight on offensive.
Miss Thickums, your rebuttal about his.
Rich is talking about defense, but my guys could give you a little bit of everything. So if we're going to talk about defense or any form of technique, both of my guys can give you that. His match is also outdated. We've seen Floyd a couple times, too many times to be exact, and he's one of my favorites. But it's time to really put these new guys out for everyone to see. So I think I got it over him.
Jay Leon, what do you think of these two matchups?
Good matchups, but I like Miss Stickums better.
No. Keyshawn? How?
I think we lost him.
No, Keyshawn. I love everything he's saying too. Yo, we gotta get Keyshawn set up. Like, I'm gonna send this man a full-on streaming setup. Like, let him go. You know, I'm gonna get this man a full-on setup here. All right. Jay Leon likes Miss Thickum's matchup there a little bit more. I gotta say, Prince Nassim versus Mayweather would be fun, but a lot of whips.
Emrich is it definitely is a great matchup.
Mhm.
You know, I think Floyd would have destroyed Prince Nassim, but yeah, no, I think the fight that everybody would love to see would be Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford.
I think. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, go. Yeah.
Hey. I think I like Miss Thickums though. I like Miss Thickums. She definitely had I feel like a perfect comeback. That was a hell of a comeback, I would say. You got him on his toes, man. I like that.
I like it. All right, we're gonna be moving on to our next matchup. We got Philly Iris versus Shoe Shine Boxing, aka Dave from the 408. Philly Iris.
Yo,
30 seconds.
if I didn't say, he's my co-host.
Oh, you guys are co-hosts on this?
Yes, we are.
Oh, you've had this debate before. Give it to me. What is your dream matchup, Philly Iris? 30 seconds.
I go with Mike Tyson versus Deontay Wilder, the ultimate knockout fest, in my opinion. Somebody's getting knocked out. It's but the difference is Mike Tyson is a lot better defensively than Deontay Wilder with his bopping and weaving. So, and can Deontay, there are a lot of questions in this fight. Can Deontay get the right hand off? Tyson get that overhand right off? And who is the better boxer and who's going to get knocked out? That's the main question of this fight.
Shoe Shine Boxing, same question. 30 seconds. Who you got?
I'm going with two of the greatest middleweights of recent time, Gennady Golovkin versus Sergio El Maravilla Martinez. These two great middleweights just missed each other by a hair. Literally, Gennady Golovkin was coming up the ranks as Sergio Martinez was the world champion. Gennady Golovkin has over 20 consecutive defenses of his middleweight title. But Sergio Martinez, who had come to the sport of boxing late, had some of the best footwork that we have seen. Styles make great matchups. Styles make fights, guys. So this was a fight that I regret we did not get to see. Would Gennady Golovkin walk down Sergio Martinez and his great footwork?
All right. Your 30 seconds is up. Got to be aware of your time right here. Philly Iris, give me a reaction to that one.
I love the fight. I was hoping the fight was made because, tell you the truth, I thought Sergio Martinez was my favorite middleweight at that time that was active, and I thought it was a big test for him. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. He wound up fighting Cotto and wound up losing because of a knee injury. But it's a great fight to be made. That never happened. It should have happened.
Shoe Shine, what about Tyson Wilder? Yeah. Quick reaction.
Well, I wish I could share the same opinion of Drew, but I don't think Tyson Fury versus Wilder would have been competitive. As short as Mike Tyson is, I think he would have found a way to land his punch on Deontay Wilder, and therefore I think the fight wouldn't have been competitive. I had Mike Tyson winning that dream matchup.
Keyshawn, what do you think on that?
You had Mike Tyson winning that? I don't know. I don't know about that. Mike Tyson was like an undersized heavyweight, and then Deontay Wilder, he knows how to line that right hand up real good. And I feel like just Mike Tyson's style is almost kind of tailor-made into like Deontay Wilder and him standing on the outside and just trying to land that big right hand. I feel like over the rounds he would be able to land it. It's not gonna be easy. It's made for a great fight, especially both of these fights y'all said. But I think Wilder probably will pull that one off.
Yeah, Jay Leon, you agree?
I would say the Mike Tyson Wilder fight. That's a toss up, bro. It's a great fight though. Two crazy punchers. It's a toss up, bro. It's I guess it's who lands first, right?
Yeah.
When Mike landed, he cut the lights off. When Wilder lands, he cuts the lights off. So I think that would have been definitely it definitely would have ended up in a knockout by either one. I kind of like the Sergio Martinez Gennady Golovkin matchup. That's a tricky fight. A real slick fighter against a come forward, aggressive dog who's gonna try to break you down round by round. So that I feel like that would have been a more of an interesting fight than the Mike and Wilder.
Yeah, both of these fights selling a lot of pay-per-views either way.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
100%.
Let's move on to the next matchup. I mean, you got these two. I feel bad we put podcast hosts against each other. Let's go on to the next matchup. We got Dope Content versus Happy Hour. And that's how you do it. You got to take the team right out of it. Just cut the team aspect away from it, you know? Dope Content, you got 30 seconds right here. Give us your dream matchup and why.
So my dream matchup will be two of the best athletes to ever step in the ring. And that's Roy Jones Jr. in his prime, Floyd Mayweather Jr. in his prime. You got a guy with all this speed and Roy Jones who can hit you with 7 hooks at one time and got power, got the speed to keep up with whatever Mayweather's doing, a very accurate puncher. You got to see if Mayweather defense can hold up to that and see how Mayweather can counter Roy Jones. So that's my pick.
I just saw Jay Leon shake his head right there. We'll get to that. Happy Hour, what you got? 30 seconds.
I mean, I got 100 of these fights that I could go up, but one that always stuck out in my mind, if I could ever do it, would be I'd put Sonny Liston against Mike Tyson. I mean, now these are two guys that dominated their entire time. I mean, they come in the ring, they just taking people out left and right, but that outside interference outside of the ring took their toll on their careers. These guys, I mean, you put them in there with, people watching their back nowadays. Sonny Liston, I mean, probably unstoppable. Mike Tyson, if he didn't let all the outside the rings happen, who knows? The sky's the limit for him. I don't know. I love that matchup.
Keyshawn, which one of these matchups do you like more? Oh, sorry. Let me go back. Let me go back. Dope Content. React to that one. I'm sorry. That's my fault. It's my first time hosting, guys. Just bear with me,
Yeah. I mean, your fight is cool and all, but if you want to spend $60, $80 on 2-3 rounds, hey, have fun with that. I want to see a good boxing match. I want to see two athletes go at it. I want to see speed. Roy Jones, I mean, pure skill. I just want to see counter punching. I want to see a good fight. If I'm going to spend my money, give me a good fight, not 3 rounds.
Happy Hour?
I ain't saying that his fight isn't a good one, and I mean, it would be a tremendous matchup. The only thing is, if you compare the two of them, I mean, his fight, if you look at Floyd Mayweather, he's dodging, and Roy Jones, he could throw fast punches, but these guys are more defensive. You are going to see bombs landed if you have Tyson versus Sonny Liston, and the bottom line is these two, you just don't know when you compare the two eras. That's one thing that you have to go ahead and say.
Jay Leon, I saw you shaking your head when he was mentioning Roy Jones having a chance against Floyd. What do you think about that?
I mean, I like the matchup, and I like the matchup better out of the two. So I wasn't against him. Dope Content, I wasn't against you. I just feel like Roy Jones, when you said yo, he can hit somebody with 3-4 hooks, that's not Floyd. Floyd not gonna sit in there to be hit by 3 or 4 hooks. He's not gonna sit.
That's what I'm saying.
But
he go attempt it though.
That's the better matchup. I would like that matchup versus Sonny Liston and Mike Tyson. I would give you that. But I just think that it is a very technical fight. I think Roy Jones would have to come out with a different game plan because he knows that Floyd is like a time chess player. He's 3 and 4 or 5 steps ahead of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's continuously putting you in traps. So he wouldn't be able to do that. And if you look at the guys that Roy fought, he fought great fighters, but they were not anything remotely close to Floyd.
Keyshawn, which one of these are you paying for? Which one of these matchups are you getting on PPV?
Both of these matchups, man. If they was both on the same day, honestly, I don't.
Oh, he had it.
Oh no.
Oh, he disappeared.
All right. We're going to be moving on to the next round 2 matchups. We're coming back to M. Rich versus Miss Thickums again. Right here, we got 1v1 question. Same rules. You got to debate this. Usyk recently upset Anthony Joshua. Does Usyk deserve to face the winner of tonight's main event? Miss Thickums, you're going to start this round right here. Tell me why not.
I do think that he deserves it. I think that beating a guy like Anthony Joshua should be recognized. Another thing, too, that Alexander has literally done so much to be put in that position. You're talking about a guy who has been recognized in several countries already, has fought really good boxers. Also, he has what it takes, his technique and just his style of boxing. It would make him a perfect fit for that main event status against whether it's Fury or Wilder. I think he totally deserves it.
Okay.
Emrich, same question. You got 30 seconds. What do you think?
He absolutely does deserve it. He outclassed Anthony Joshua in that fight. He took Anthony Joshua and he broke Anthony Joshua down. He had no game plan for him whatsoever. And I feel that Usyk and a Fury fight would be very interesting to watch. Or even Usyk versus Wilder would be very interesting to see how a big hitter with Wilder going up against a guy that is just dodging consistently and he's moving in, getting that jabs into the face. And look what he did to Joshua. He literally controlled Joshua for the whole entire match. He deserves it.
Yeah. You guys agreed on your answers right there.
Yeah.
But so, Miss Thickums, why were you more right?
Well, I would say because I really just kind of broke down his style as what are his strengths, right? So I do want to say that that kind of gives me a little bit of an upper hand, I suppose. One thing I will also know is that I think it's important to know the history of the boxer that we are considering to go up against one of these two guys. So I think that it's important to mention that he is already recognizable.
Emrich, tell us why you're more right.
Well, I feel that I'm more right. By looking at how the last fight, you get it. All right. To be fair, I feel that I'm more right. Just for the fact that you can see the way that Usyk had played against a guy that's bigger than him, that's meant to be more dominant, and he was able just to break him down, regardless of where he was. He went into the guy's own backyard and took him out and literally controlled it completely. He just went through, and he actually will be able to do that again if it's even in London against Wilder or Fury.
Keyshawn, which one of these contestants right here is speaking to you right now?
I feel like Rich had made a point when he was saying Usyk is the smaller fighter, but still holding his own in there and stuff like that. A lot of people had him losing that fight because he was a smaller fighter, and he showed that size doesn't mean anything. And even though both of them agreed, but I also would agree with them that Usyk deserve to fight the winner out of these two fighters tonight.
Yeah, Jay Leon out of M. Rich and Miss Thickums. Which one are you liking right now?
They both hit the nail on the head perfectly. They worded it differently, but definitely correct.
Hey, we're talking about boxing. It can be a draw.
Yeah. Again, I guess you can have a draw in the conversation, right? In the answer. So, they definitely had a draw. They both made it valid points. I would take the draw on that one.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to go to our next matchup. Podcast hosts going against each other. Billy Iris versus Shoe Shine Boxing. I'm actually really excited for this question because I think you guys would probably discuss this at a certain point. Right now, the UFC is the current leader in combat sports. I just want to say I kind of disagree with that. I mean, boxers still make more money. They're the current leader in combat sports. What does boxing need to do to reclaim its crown to the general public? Billy, we're going to start with Shoe Shine Boxing. You're going to get 30 seconds to answer that question.
Listen.
What do we got?
It's going to take an act of Congress, literally, because right now we've got 4 different we've got 4 different organizations that create belts, right? And because of that, you can't get people to fight. You also have 3 promotional companies Imagine if the NFL had 2 XFL leagues in addition to them competing against them. Would everybody watch Monday Night Football? And then you had 3 different champions for each different, basically XFL, NFL, AFL. You'd never know who the real champion was. We need to minimize the number of different sanctioning bodies, WBO, WBA, IBF. We need less of that. We need more
Philly.
undisputed champions.
Gotta cut you off there. Your 30 seconds are up. Philly, what does boxing need to do to overtake UFC back in the public's eye?
Well, it's mostly up to the promoters and the fighters. These fighters got to fight each other. These big, young fighters in their primes got to fight each other. And these promoters got to stop protecting their fighters and let's have these good fighters fight each other in their prime. Like Teofimo, Devin Haney. I want that fight made. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. I want that fight made. Or Virgil Ortiz versus Jaron Ennis. Until these fights are made, UFC is going to be the main combat sports until these guys step up. More to step up at the end of the day.
Yeah, Keyshawn, I saw you shaking your head. You got any reactions to that?
I do. He's got a good point. I mean, really, the UFC will continue to be more successful, but the boxing pugilists, the fans are always going to be there. We can demand to see these fights. That's what the public can do. We can demand it on social media and use the power of our voice however we can and demand that these promoters work together.
Philly, any last thoughts, man?
I'll be honest with you, these sanctioning bodies are nothing but a joke, especially the WBC and the WBA. So until these improve, we're going to have a corrupted sport that's not going to get recognized as much as MMA.
Keyshawn, I got to get your opinion on this. As someone who's just kind of, coming off an Olympic silver medal, the sky is the limit for you right now. What do you think about this? Like, what can you guys do to overtake the UFC?
I feel like both guys made a point. Shoeshine Boxing, he made a point when he said it's a lot of belts in the game. It's a lot of different sanctioning bodies. It's a lot of different world champions. Top Rank even threw in a franchise belt in there. Like, it's a lot of BS stuff that's watering down the sport, honestly. That's taking fans away from the sport into seeing UFC. I honestly became a UFC fan like in Tokyo watching Conor McGregor fight. And I was watching the undercards. The undercards was like super, super interesting. You know what I'm saying? So I became a UFC.
You win again.
I think he's making a good point too. We lost you again, Keyshawn. But Jay Leon, the different sanctioning bodies have allowed boxers to honestly make a lot of money.
Sure.
Is that something you could ever see happening to boxing? You think you ever see boxing under one sanctioning body?
No, never. I mean, yes, it is. They do make belts for certain fights, franchise belts, and all these different things. Yes, that does water down the sport. But again, it doesn't take a belt to make a great fight. You know what I mean? Like, like my man Philly was saying, these guys need to fight each other. The way to stay above UFC is putting on the best fights. Those guys fight each other, hands down.
Yep.
Hands down. If it's 2 top fighters, whether you got the Russian cat that went undefeated, beating everybody, and then Conor McGregor, they take a fight. Yeah, it's perfect. You know what I mean? That's a fight that the world wanted to see. Everybody tuned in, and it went the way it was supposed to. Look, make the great fight. If boxing wants to be the top of the game, the creme de la creme, make the great fights.
All right. Well, we got a great fight coming up tonight still. We got one more right here. We got Dope Content versus King Hap. 1v1 question. We're going to start with King Hap this time. King Hap, who is your current pound for pound best fighter? I'm just saying, Keyshawn's one of the judges here. Just came off a silver medal. You're picking someone,
If I had to say one, I would go with the businessman first. But after that, I'd have to say it's Canelo. I mean, he's 56-1. He's a great ambassador to the sport. I know a lot of other people throw other names out there. I just think the only loss on this man's record in 57 professional fights is against Floyd Mayweather.
Well, he's got one draw too.
Yeah, but all right. So my point is, though, he's an ambassador of the sport. I know he had his issue with his with tainted beef or whatever, but that doesn't, it's someone like Terrence Crawford who's had legal troubles, etc. I mean, I think if you had to say pound for pound best, no one really touches Canelo.
Canelo, dope content. 30 seconds. Who's your pound for pound right now?
Well, he took my answers, so
you don't want to do that. Yeah, you don't want to do that. I mean, you could. You could agree. You could agree with him. You just better out-agree him.
No. I got somebody else for you. Because he's coming up and he's going to take over the crown within the next 2 years, and that's Earl Spence Jr. So he's already building a resume. Whatever he got going on right now, his eye surgery and all that's keeping him out. Once he come back, he's going to be focused. He's going to take that pound for pound pretty soon. He might even beat Canelo if they fight.
King Hap, what do you think about that?
He's gonna be. Bottom line, he's not. The question was, who's the GOAT? I told you who the GOAT was. Period. End of conversation.
Dope content. You got sandbagged a little, but I appreciate you thinking on your feet. That's what we need from the co-host right here. Tell us why Canelo's garbage and you're doing.
Whoa, now hold on. He's not garbage. He's not garbage. I'm not gonna ever say that. But give Spence. By the time Spence and Canelo meet up, because I think it will happen eventually, Spence will beat him.
Yeah, Keyshawn, you think Spence can one day match Canelo?
He laughing.
I love Spence. Don't get me wrong. I love Spence, but Canelo is different, man.
Yeah.
And I think the only style fighter that can beat a Canelo is a Caleb Plant. Somebody that's gonna stay on his bike, somebody that's gonna keep moving, popping that jab, get about the weight of the punches. You know what I'm saying? I don't think an Earl Spence, somebody that's stationary, that's gonna stay in front of a Canelo, is gonna win. I don't see that happening.
Yeah. Spence changes stands though against. It depends on who he's fighting.
What's up?
You got Caleb beating Canelo.
No, sir.
Okay.
I said a style. A style. Yeah, that style.
Good style. Okay.
For sure. Gotcha. Like Amir Khan was boxing Canelo till he got knocked out.
Oh yeah, until he just got caught. Yeah, for sure.
I feel like Caleb Plant got the ability to win like 4 rounds.
So Jay Leon, you like Canelo as pound for pound as well right now?
Oh, without a doubt, the kid got it. Yeah, without a doubt.
It's honestly unanimous here. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it don't matter. I don't care.
I agree. Canelo's the best.
Nah, I respect dope content though. You know, that was his first. That was his pick at first. He went with Earl. That's a hell of a pick.
That's still
a hell of a pick.
And honestly, Earl is right behind. Don't get it wrong.
Yes.
if you had to pick somebody else, it would be Earl. You know what I mean? It could be Terrence. It could be, you know what I mean? You got a lot of these guys are solid fighters, bro. Canelo
is Earl over Terrence.
Canelo is the man. Canelo is doing what he's supposed to do. What he holds a belt at 75, 60, 54. You know what I mean? Making history.
I feel like we'll see like after this Sean Porter fight, dope content.
Ooh.
I believe Sean Porter might upset him.
All right, Sean ain't playing. That boy's
that was 1v1 right there. I appreciate this right now. All right, we've heard from all our contestants. We've heard from our judges, but now it's time to hear from chat. We have a poll coming up. You should see it right on your screen. Chat, you have the power. Right now, chat, you are going to decide which one of these players goes to the bench. Streamers, contestants, this is the time. You gotta like gang up. You need your communities to gang up on somebody right now. You gotta play this strategically. Because one of these players will be getting sent home. Remember, you're not voting for anyone to save. You're voting to send one of these players home. So your 1v1 poll question is, which contestant should head to the bench? Sorry, not home, to the bench. M. Rich, Miss Thickums, Billy Iris, Shoeshine Boxing, Dope Content, or the Happy Hour SC. Now, we're going to get to our judges who they're going to want to send home here in a minute. But first, I want to hear judges like Jay Leon. Who are you liking right now?
I like everybody. Everybody's doing a great job, man. I'm going to be sad to see anybody go. But everybody's doing a great job. It's kind of hard to pick a weak link. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard.
Yeah, this is a great crew. You can tell everybody loves it. Keyshawn, what about you? You got a favorite so far?
Honestly, man, dope content is coming with. I feel like he come with like real. I feel like he come with real knowledge. Even when he would have to think on his feet real quick, like he switched it over real quick. Yeah, he told us his choice was Canelo, but he was like, okay, I go with Spence. He's like, I like little stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But all the contestants is definitely out here to win. Ain't nobody backing down from nothing. Even with Miss Thickums and M Rich, they both agreed on the same answer. It was like a tie between them. I feel like everybody, is good competition so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we have our first contestant that is being heading to the bench. Now I just want to warn you guys, don't go anywhere when you go to the bench. You will have an opportunity to fight your way back. And unfortunately, our first contestant heading to the bench, all the way from England, it's going to be M. Rich right there. I'm sorry, man. With the man staying up late, I feel like I've been doing this show for 4 weeks now, and I feel like the English guys always go home first. I'm not gonna lie. Like, where is Europe supporting these people? Like, help these guys out.
They're all asleep.
Yeah, no, that's the problem. That's the problem.
The Americans don't want the English to win.
That's the problem. They're all asleep. All right, guys. Unfortunately, though, M. Rich is not the only one heading to the bench. Us three judges also have to decide on one person to head to the bench. So, without further ado, we got to break someone's heart. Jay Leon.
Damn.
We have 5 contestants left. Who do you want to send to the bench?
Man,
it's a tough part of the game. This is a tough part.
This is hard. This is hard. If I just had to pick, man. I'm gonna make it interesting. I'm gonna say dope content. For no reason. There's absolutely no.
Oh, hold on, man. Where Benavidez at, man? Time out. Where Benavidez at? Where he at?
Keyshawn tried to bounce out real quick so he didn't have to answer the question. Keyshawn, he picked dope content. Keyshawn, who do you want to send to the bench? If you pick dope content, that means I don't have to make a choice. So, it'd be easy for me. But who do you want?
I like the
He was your
competition.
favorite though, so you can't take him.
I like the competitiveness between dope content and happy hour, man. I think that's a good little matchup y'all chose. So I ain't gonna say dope content. I feel like I don't want to say I feel like because I don't want to I don't want to be that person.
Tough job.
But if I was to pick, man, I was to pick Rich.
Well, Rich is already gone. You can't pick Rich. He's already gone. Damn, just kick the man
people
while he's
left?
down, bro.
See,
He's already benched. Just kick the man while he's down.
See, that's what I'm saying. It was hard.
It's hard.
It was really hard. It was
It's
hard.
hard.
Man.
It is hard. It's super hard.
Dope content. Don't take it like that, bro.
We good. It's all love, man.
Yeah, man.
It's a game show. We got to do
all
it.
right, so if you gonna do that, then I'm gonna say Happy. Then Happy, you gotta get benched.
Okay.
Oh man,
Wow.
you just talked about how much you liked his answers too.
I like both of them.
Oh,
like
why
Miss
I
Thickums
thought
too.
you
You could bench. You could bench Miss Thickums or Philly or
I like Miss
Keyshawn.
Thickums too. I
And
like.
you chose that.
Nah,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you. I mean, I wouldn't have benched her because she holding her own with a panel full of men.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you gotta look at that. Like she holding her own with a panel full of men.
Yeah.
And she and her answers are that they superb. So you know what I mean?
That's a good contestant.
And
Right
everybody else is doing a damn good job too.
This
But
is so hard.
For the only woman on the panel, she holds.
Well, the good news is that these players are going to be able to fight their way back off the bench. The bad news is that I got to break someone's heart right here. Dope content, thinking on his feet, which I greatly appreciated. Happy King Hap has been on point. Now here's going to be the deciding factor for me, and this is a streamer thing. Dope content on your last answer, you had 30 seconds. You were done talking at 14. Unfortunately, my man, and this is the thing I always cut people on. If you don't take your time, unfortunately, you got to go on the bench. However, I have faith that we're going to see you fight your way back later. It pains me to do that. I hate this part of the job. Unfortunately, dope content, you will be heading to the bench. Oh. I thought it was. I'm not happy about that one either, man. I would have broken up. Me personally, I would have just broken up the podcast just so they couldn't tag team up on you guys. Man. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a short break as I apologize to both these streamers' communities for ruining the dreams here today. We will be right back with the co-host. Welcome back to the co-host. If you're just joining us, we started with six contestants. 2 of them have been benched. Dope content's gonna hate me forever. I already feel bad about it. I want you back, man. I want you back. They will have a shot to get back in later in the show. Tonight's champion, of course, will be kicking off their own sidecast of the Wilder vs. Fury fight. We're actually all right now watching the undercard matches that are happening. We got just 2 big beefy men slapping meat right now in the ring. Tonight's champion will also get a raid from all of us here. It'll be great. Jayleon and Keyshawn, I sent home your front runner, man. Who you got now? Who's your front runner?
I like Miss Thickums, man.
Miss Thickums, and Jayleon, you agreed. We heard you talking about Miss Thickums earlier.
Yeah. She holding it down for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also like Keyshawn as well.
Yeah. We have our next game coming up, and that is going to be called Next Question. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to give our contestants the opportunity to ask one of our boxing stars a question of whatever you want. You get one question and one follow-up question. I will be the moderator. Now, the really key here is you don't want to give them yes or no questions. You want to make sure they give a good answer. You really want to think about these questions here. We're going to be alternating. Miss Thickums asking Jan Love first. Miss Thickums, what is your question for Jayleon Love?
If you were in a life or death situation and you can only call one boxer to win their match to save your life, who are you calling?
Good question.
That's a good one. Is this a boxer of old time or does it have to be today?
It could be anybody, all time, current, anyone that you think is gonna save your life.
I'm gonna go with Sugar Ray Robinson for sure. Yeah, I'm calling him.
You got a follow-up, Miss Thickums.
So my follow-up is, if you had to choose a different career path than the one you chose, what would it be?
Acting.
Okay, cool.
You gotta word these questions to where they have to explain it. That's the most important part.
All right, let me give you more. I'll elaborate more.
No, you don't have to do that. That ain't your job. That ain't your job. That's her job. That ain't your job. That's her job. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. It's the game, man. It's the co-host here. We're not just talking about knowledge. We're talking about
acting. I can see myself on the big screen like a Denzel. You know what I mean? Like
go straight for Denzel right there. Philly Irish. All right, you got a question for silver medalist Keyshawn Davis. Give it to us.
When you turn pro, what's your ideal fights to actually be able to challenge for a championship or eliminate or be up for eliminator?
Word that question one more time.
Like when you become a professional fighter, what's your idea? Like how many fights you think you'd be ready to challenge for a title or for at least eliminator?
I'm 3-0 right now. I would say about 7 to 8. 7 to 8.
Can you give me a specific why 7 and 8? Because mostly guys don't really challenge for titles unless they're up to at least their 13th or 14th professional fights sometimes nowadays.
I just honestly believe in my ability. I believe I can get there within 7 to 8 fights.
All right, we're moving on. This is up to you. You got to give good reporter questions here. You got to bring it out of these guys. Shoe Shine Boxing. You get a question for Jayleon right here. You're a reporter. Give it to us.
Hey, Jayleon. My good friend Jay Chaudhry of Players TV recently tweeted that 90% of boxers wouldn't know what a non-fungible token is, let alone cryptocurrency.
Right.
What advice would you give to a young fighter who's signing his first major promotional contract? What advice would you give that young fighter?
Yes, cryptocurrency is the future, man. When you sign that contract, first look over it with a lawyer. Take some of that money and invest it. You feel me? Yes, non-fungible tokens are great. NFTs, crypto, whether you going with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, it don't matter. I'm a crypto head. That's what I do. I'm invested heavily in a lot of different things. That's the key. That's the key to the next level. You can't box forever. Never know what can happen. You know, most of these guys want to go buy the jewelry. They want to go buy the cars. Own your home. Get you some investment property. Multiple streams of income. If you can get multiple streams of income, man, your life will be a lot easier.
Yeah, but you got to follow up, Shushan.
Absolutely. As someone who faced David Benavidez, I'd like to know your take if you think David Benavidez is a bigger threat to Canelo Alvarez over Caleb Plant next month?
Definitely. Benavidez is very big, very fast, and can punch really good. He has a very nice boxing IQ. So yeah, I think he definitely is. If you had to pick a guy that can beat Canelo, it could definitely be Benavidez.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was great. What do you think about Solano, De Leon?
Solano,
Got a lot of
way,
money in
baby.
Solano.
Put that money in that thing.
Yeah, absolutely. King Hap. Yeah, I've been on the crypto for a while. King Hap, let's go ahead and move on to you. We got silver medalist Keyshawn here. Give us your question.
Keyshawn, I want an opinion from you of, a man who's in the game. First off, congratulations on that silver medal. That's a huge accomplishment. Second off, former heavyweight champ Tommy the Duke Morrison. His wife actually right now is engulfed in a legal battle. He was supposed to fight Arthur Withers. They discovered that he had HIV that night. Years later, they went ahead and actually proved that this man didn't have HIV by further testing. He actually had his boxing license reinstated. Now, he had a couple of fights after that. My thing here is now there's new evidence been put into this court case where they have tissue from the Duke that they're trying to go ahead and test. The Nevada State Athletic Commission's gone ahead. My question is his opinion on this matter. I thought I had 30 seconds, boss.
My opinion on this matter, if he never had HIV, then they did all the right things of giving his, license back and stuff like that. I think he should try to sue them.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, when you're a boxer, you're an entrepreneur. That's your job. That's your livelihood. And for how long he couldn't fight for, they need to pay. They need to do something for that. Straight like that.
My follow-up
that's their mistake.
Yep. My follow-up to the same question is he had an $88 million guaranteed deal. He went ahead and lost that. That if he had beat Arthur Withers, he would have had a guaranteed fight against Mike Tyson. They went ahead with Tyson Holyfield won. Big money fight instead. So he was blocked there. Now, here's my thing to you. If you were in a similar situation, how do you think you would go ahead and handle this?
That's one of those situations where a fighter by himself, it don't have a lot of leverage with. You got to have a team behind you. I know the team that I have, but I don't know his team. You know what I'm saying? And that whole team would have to attack that situation. One person talking to a lawyer, one person talking to a promoter, one person talking to the network. The whole team got to, work on that situation because the fighter is not getting that done by himself.
Crazy situation, though. I appreciate you giving me your opinion from inside the industry.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Now, chat, you heard these questions right here. It is time again for another poll. Again, we have 4 contestants right here. You are going to be voting on which one should be sent to the bench. You will see a box on your screen. You just need to click on your selection. Again, your poll question is, who should get sent to the bench based on that last round? Miss Thickums, Philly Irish, Shoe Sign Boxing, or Happy Hour SC?
Damn.
Yes, absolutely. You got 60 seconds to get those polls in. We heard some good questions. The poll is up right now. We heard some good questions. Miss Thickums, girl, you got to work on like the leading that one,
I got you for next time.
I got you, absolutely. Keyshawn, I had a question that I wanted to ask you. Your as far as I could tell, your last 3 amateur losses were all to one guy, to Andy Cruz.
Yeah,
what is it about Andy Cruz out of Cuba? So it is very unlikely you might even see him again. What is it about him that has you?
I really think it's one of the fights where his styles make fights. Mm-hmm. We fight in the amateur system as well. It's not real. It's not all the way real boxing. No boxing. Jelly and I love understands what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if I would catch Andy Cruz in a real professional ring, 8 rounds, 6 rounds, he's no good.
I love it.
No, I agree with him on that. It's a difference. I fought guys that I fought in the amateur. Gave me a hard fight in the amateur. The pros, I wiped them right out.
Yeah. All right.
Grand Pooh Bear, I want to give you a shout out because that was my question I had planned for Keyshawn.
Yeah.
It was. There's a Cuban fighter named Robeisy Ramirez who was a gold medalist.
I knock him out.
Please.
Tell him.
I knock him out right now.
Speaking of getting knocked out right here, we're going to the poll results, and unfortunately for Philly Irish Drew, the podcast has been broken up. Philly Irish, sadly, you are heading to the bench. The people coming through for Miss Thickums right there.
The hate is real.
Philly, the rivalry between you two, I'm sure, is going to be lit here. We got more co-hosts coming up, but we're going to take a short break. We got a fresh topic for y'all to discuss and chat during the break. And don't forget, we need your boxing questions for our final topic here tonight. So make sure you drop them in Twitch chat. Anyway, One Is Done is next. Another contestant will be going home. We'll see you in 3 minutes.
Landing by like 100 punches.
Welcome back to the coast. We've been talking this whole commercial break about everything. This has been great. All excited here for tonight for the Wilder Fury pay-per-view going in. 3 contestants have been sent to the bench. We have 3 contestants still here vying to be that co-host today. We're watching here with Jay Leon Love and Keyshawn Davis. Guys, have you guys been in this fight? Just ended right here. Can you talk a little bit about this this fight, Jay Leon? What just happened here?
Yeah, man, it's bad for the Polish guy there. They stopped it. He was taking too much damage. This guy, I don't know the name. I know Adam, Adam is one of the fighters, but yeah, man, he just got stopped. Same situation as last. He didn't get knocked out.
Couple nut shots. Is that why they stopped it?
They stopped it.
He couldn't see out that eye.
Keyshawn, I gotta ask you, how do you recover from a low blow? Like, legitimately, this is something I've always had a problem with in combat sports. Is like, all right, so I get low blowed, but then he also gets 3 minutes to rest. I've always feel like they should make that guy jump rope or something like, wow, I get to rest after a low blow. Am I wrong?
Man, you gotta breathe, man, after that low blow, man. You just gotta breathe. You gotta meditate real quick. You gotta block everybody out. Them jokes be hurting now. Yeah.
I always felt like that's wrong though. Like you throw a low blow and you get to chill for 5 minutes too. You should have to do that. I don't know, man. There should be something in there, you know? Like you gotta hit the heavy bag for 2.5 minutes. Like anyway. All right, let's move on. It's our next game coming up here. We got 3 more contestants. This game is called One and Done. Sorry, this is One Is Done. I got to get that correct. You know, I got one job here. I should probably make sure I do it well. Lady and gentlemen, you guys are going to give 3 topics here. Sorry, you're going to be given a topic with 3 answers, and you're going to have to choose which one of these answers are erased from history forever. All right? Sometimes you got to kill the things you love. Contestants will be shown a series of 3 items. One of these 3 items must be done forever, erased from the history books, gone from everything. And then one contestant at the end of this will be sent to the bench via a poll. Again, guys, you can say the same answers. You can agree with each other. Just make sure if you do agree with someone, you do it better than they did. You explain it better than they did. You out-charisma them, if I may. Our first one and done category is GOATs. The greatest boxers of all time, not named Muhammad Ali. You have to get rid of one of these 3 boxers. Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, or Floyd Mayweather. Which of these legendary boxers is done out of the greatest of all time conversation? We're going to start with Miss Thickums. Let's start with you.
It pains me to say it, but I'm gonna have to get rid of Sugar Ray. Just because of the impact Mike Tyson has had and the defense and technique and skill that we've seen throughout so many years from Floyd Mayweather, I can't get rid of either one. It pains me, like I said, but I do think that Mike Tyson, during his time and his prime, he really had an impact on the sport. And Floyd Mayweather, undefeated, people could say whatever they want to say about him, but there's something about him inside that square circle that obviously can't be beat. So I'm getting rid of Sugar Ray.
All right, Shoe Shine Boxing, getting rid of Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, or Floyd Mayweather. Who's not the GOAT?
This one's gonna be easy for me, and that's Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had a very short shelf life. He came on the scene and was the youngest heavyweight champion, but in terms of what he accomplished, he did not fight in multiple weight divisions. He was merely a heavyweight. He experienced many losses at the tail end of his career, as well as setbacks in his own personal life. That was a poor example. He has rebounded today, but in terms of the legacy of what he leaves behind in his boxing career, it was very limited compared to Floyd Mayweather, who was a multiple weight division champion, one of the greatest of all times. And Sugar Ray Leonard also did the exact same thing, a multiple weight champion across multiple divisions, spanning a very long life. And Sugar Ray Leonard came back from a ferocious eye injury and still came back to be a world champion.
Happy King Hap, what do you got?
I know, Shushan, I've agreed with you on a lot of things till now. I don't know what you're thinking saying that. Truth be told, these men, like the 2 gentlemen above us, are called prize fighters. because they go for the prize. The greatest of all time, clearly Floyd Mayweather at $1.67 billion. Mike Tyson earned $300 million. Sugar Ray Leonard, in his long, stretched-out career, like you said, earned $100 million. All not a purse to shake a stick at, but at the end of the game, these are all prize fighters. They fight for a prize. The most money makes you the
Who you
greatest
getting rid
ever.
of? So who you getting rid of? Sugar Ray?
Sugar Ray Leonard out the door.
All right, judges. I know this is gonna be hot. I know this is gonna be a hot topic. Keyshawn, I mean, what do you think about two of our players saying Sugar Ray Leonard out of this conversation?
It's honestly mind blowing. Happy you surprised me on this one. Surprised me on this one. See, I
see dope content on the bench right now, and he is pissed. Dope content.
I'm
I'm sorry. If I knew this was gonna happen, I would have flopped y'all, man.
Yeah, I don't know about getting rid of Sugar Ray. Shushan, you said what was your answer?
Get rid of Mike Tyson.
I totally agree with Shushan. What he said, I'm gonna put it right there. What Shushan said is exactly something I would say. Mike Tyson left behind something great. His story was great, but when you talk about just boxing, it's watered down.
Jay Leon, you've already talked about Floyd, so I don't think you're going to say him. You agree with Keyshawn that Tyson be the one that's got to go here?
Yeah, I would get rid of Tyson. I'm a fan of skill. I'm a fan of the sweet science, man. I'm a fan of the technical game. If you go back and watch Leonard win that Olympic gold medal, if you go watch him go win that Olympic gold medal. Not only that, watch him against Tommy Hearns. Watch him against Marvin Hagler. Watch him against those dogs.
Yeah.
Oh man. And don't get me wrong, Mike has done. If I had to pick, it would be Mike to go. But Mike has done so much tremendous. That the most feared man on the planet was called.
Yeah, but he did get
knocked
out.
Leonard, as far as skill, to me, skills pay the bills. Keyshawn, I know his tutelage and where he come back, box his technical ability. We both gonna side with Leonard for sure. So Leonard, get rid of Mike.
Yeah, I can't believe two people said Sugar Ray Leonard. Honestly.
Yeah, that's mind-blowing.
Just for the record, the answer was Mike Tyson. He's got a soft ass chin. He got knocked out by Little Mac. Actually, the last boxing match I went to, the last one, Tyson's fight. I went to his last fight in Louisville. Watch him lay right on the canvas in the fourth round right in front of me. Anyway, moving on. Our second one and done category, up and coming boxers. Not named Keyshawn Davis, because obviously it would be on that list. All right, one is done. You got to get rid of one of these guys. Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, or Shakur Stevenson. Which one is done and will not live up to the hype? Shoeshine, we're going to start with you.
We getting real close.
I like this question. Yes, sir.
Who you getting rid of, Shoeshine?
Listen, it pains me to say this as a Mexican American, and I'm gonna get hate my way. But Ryan Garcia, there is a curse
culture.
There is a Hollywood curse in the sport of boxing and combat sports. Ronda Rousey went Hollywood, did a movie. There was a guy that Oscar De La Hoya also thought was gonna be a tremendous world champion, and Vicious Victor Ortiz. He also went Hollywood, and when he came back, he said, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Ryan Garcia is going to be filming a movie. When you know that there's another avenue for you to get success, fame, you're just not going to be that hungry. Gervonta Davis' ceiling, what he just did at 140, the sky's the limit for him. He can still bounce around multiple weight divisions. Shakur Stevenson, a guy that Floyd Mayweather wanted really badly, I'm going to trust Floyd's judgment that there's something still special in store for Shakur Stevenson, and that's being a champion at multiple weight divisions. Don't forget, Ryan Garcia was dropped by a light-hitting Luke Campbell. That does not spell well for him going up to 140 and eventually welterweight. He's a tall kid, and him getting dropped in January left a bad taste in my mouth.
Going against the culture right there. I respect it. King Hap, which one of these guys got to go?
These are all great fighters, but I hate to do this too because I'm gonna agree with you, Shine here. Ryan Garcia, I don't like the way he's with Golden Boy. I don't like, as he's taller and he starts to fill out and he has to go up in weight classes, I think he's gonna fight a lot stronger people. He's gonna get hit a lot harder. He's already been dropped in the lower weight classes. Gervonta Davis, I mean, this guy, I mean, he's a tank for a reason. He has an upcoming fight. I mean, Romeo has no shot at all. Stevenson, he still ain't this man is going. I have a feeling that he's going to the top. I do like what he said Floyd Mayweather did, but Garcia worries me as he starts to fill out that body, moving up in weight class, taking the heavy hits. I think he's going to have problems in the future.
Miss Thickums, who you think?
I'm also getting rid of Garcia. I can never bet against Stevenson, especially as somebody from Jersey. I also want to say he does take the sport very seriously, and it shows with the people that he hangs around. You sometimes see him around Terrence Crawford and around all these other boxers that he's taking things from. And how can you also go against Tank, who has a dynamic power and ability inside the ring? I'm getting rid of Garcia.
Jay Leon, I mean, they all said Garcia is the one that's going to flop. What do you think?
No, 100%, man. If you Shakur Stevens, this kid's talent is off the scale. Gervonta Davis off the scale. I feel like those two fighters, the only thing that beats them is themselves. Yeah. That's it. Those guys will go do great things. What they do outside of the ring is what's gonna hurt them. But yes, Ryan definitely the weakest link out of the names that was in the pick, and I agree with everybody else.
Keyshawn,
I like the way Shushan broke it down. I like the way Mystic broke it down. I like the way Happy broke it down. Yeah. Good.
Keyshawn, you thought this was going to be more of a debate right there when the question was first asked, and everyone seems to be going with Garcia. What do you think?
I'm throwing away Garcia as well. Out of these three fighters, I think it will be the Shakur Stevenson. I think he just got the best defense and he got the offense. You know what I'm saying? He don't got the power, but he wins fights. You know what I'm saying? We see Tank get hit some fights. We see Ryan Garcia get dropped. You know, if we had to weed them all out, I think we could all say Shakur Stevenson here. But out of the contestants, man, I think they all gave, different perspectives on the same fighter. And all three of them, had, great answers, I feel like.
All right, we got our third and final question coming up for One Is Done right here. Marquee bouts of the 2010s. You have to get rid of this matchup forever. This match never happened in the history books. Which one of these matches are you taking away? We got Canelo versus GGG. I like that one. Mayweather versus Pacquiao, even though it ended dry, I like it. And Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Some say past its prime. Or Wilder versus Fury 1, another controversial fight, which we've been talking about all night. Which one of these fights is done and you could live without any memory of? Let's start with King Hap this time.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. The Canelo Triple G fight was one of the most everyone was waiting for it. This was on Mexican Independence Day twice. I was actually lucky enough to be there in Vegas for this. What a celebration everybody wanted. This was an event for culture, for the game, everything. Also, Floyd Mayweather versus Pac-Man, same thing. Families got together, friends. You had houses full of people watching this fight. This fight we absolutely could not do without. I'm going to have to go ahead and give away the Fury fight because, truthfully, as much as I love to see it, these other two, these were events, and they were actually something that got people together, and they made the sport better.
All right, Miss Thickums, what say you? Which fight has to go?
So I'm getting rid of Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather. I think we got it already too late in its prime. I also feel like I could never get rid of Canelo versus Triple G. It was highly anticipated, and both of those boxers really went at it, even with a controversial finish at the end. And also Wilder versus Fury. If that match wouldn't happen, we wouldn't be here right now for part 3. So I'm going Manny Pac and Mayweather out.
Appealing to all of us being on this show right there. I like it. Shoeshine Boxing. Which matchup are you getting rid of?
I literally fell asleep during Mayweather-Pacquiao. This is a fight where you let a fight marinate so long, where you let the business interests take over, and you gave fans a lackluster performance. Not memorable whatsoever, not competitive. This is not a version of Manny Pacquiao that was a threat to Floyd. And the fans, they were the big losers on that one. Yes, a huge financial success, but Canelo, Alvarez, and Triple G won. People are still debating the scorecards to this day. Wilder and Fury #1 was full of drama the entire fight. So I'm going with Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Waited way too long, over-marinated.
Keyshawn, what do you got? These are 3 classic matchups, made a lot of money. Which one would you be getting rid of here, man?
I would have to say the Floyd and the Pacquiao fight.
You agree with Shoeshine?
Yes, definitely. Shoeshine and Miss Thickums. I would say they did catch each other out there in proms, and the fight was boring. You know, it was a big build-up, the biggest build-up I ever seen in the fight. Like, this was back when I used to work in a grocery store, and I used to bag up groceries, and it was everybody in the grocery store was in there shopping for that fight. I lied to you not. And it was just like a Super Bowl. I never seen nothing like it. But the fight itself didn't make it out. It did turn out to be a classic. You know, the Triple G Canelo fight and the Wilder Fury 1, both of them fights was crazy. The fights itself. And Pacquiao and Floyd was nothing like that.
Leon, which one of these guys, or which one of these contestants were you agreeing with?
I agree with, I'm definitely with Shoeshine and Miss Thickums, man. Look, definitely well hyped. Great gross, great pay-per-view, great gate, the whole 9, but the fight was definitely past its time. It wasn't the most exciting fight. Yeah, I would take that away. If Triple G Triple G put on a great fight. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury put on a great fight. I was in tune. I was there. So, I mean, yeah, I was there for the Floyd pack. It was cool, but you know what I mean. At the end of the day, it was boring. I would agree with Shoeshine and Miss Thickums. Happy, you pick which one?
I said to get rid of. I said
Fury.
Yep.
Oh no.
That's number 1.
No.
I mean, Miss Thickums pointed out. That's why we're here tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, we got another poll coming up. Chat, it's up to you again. Which one of these players, chat, are you going to send to the bench? Your poll question will be popping up on your screen. You can just click your selection. Chat, which one are we sending to the bench? Miss Thickums, Shoeshine Boxing, or King Hap right here? They all gave great answers here on One Is Done, but you have to decide who gave the least great of all the answers. It should be popping up. You got 60 seconds to vote. This one's tough, guys. I mean, Jay Leon, who's your favorite right now? Who do you got? Who's your favorite?
My favorite is between Shoeshine and Miss Thickums for sure.
Keyshawn, what
Glad
about
I
you?
didn't send that birthday card 2 weeks ago.
Keyshawn, what about you?
Oh man, I like Miss Thickums right now, man. She's still holding it down. She coming back with great responses, a lot of details in her responses, and like he said, she the only female. She's still making a lot of sense out here, man. I like Miss Thickums.
Yo, I just want to point out too. I mean, like I have bought every Floyd Mayweather fight for many years, but I don't think he had a really entertaining one since like the Hatton fight. Honestly, like that was like really entertaining. You know,
Madonna.
We buy it because something might happen to him. That's why we buy him. You know.
Yeah. I feel like him versus Madonna was his last exciting fight.
All right,
Yo, we got a great fight.
All
This
right.
is a great fight on right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's coming up again. 2 big guys. This is all heavyweight undercard, by the way. So this is
It's
just
damn near.
big meaty men slapping meat
Yes.
all over here, man. It's great. All right, we got the results coming up. One of these players is going to be going to the bench. I'm waiting to see these results pop up. Unfortunately, King Hap is going out right now. We're going to see King Hap head to the bench, but don't go far because you will have a chance to get back in the game right after this. Coming up after a short break, we're going to have the redraft. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with more co-hosts in just a few minutes. Same card.
I've been working on the low.
Yo, welcome back to the co-host right there. I'm trying to get like inside info on when these two men are fighting next right here. I'm getting all that juicy bits. Don't forget we got two players left and we've got 4 players on the bench and we need to bring back one of those bench players so we can round out our final 3. Again, we are doing the co-host. Tonight's champion is going to help kick off their own sidecast of the Wilder vs. Fury fight with us 3. We'll also raid the champion's channel to help build the hype up. Guys, it's getting really down to the nitty gritty. Jay Leon, what do you do to calm your nerves before a fight, man?
Man, I just listen to music. I think back, did I do everything correctly during camp? I ran enough, did I eat right? Did I did everything by the book. And I tell myself like, okay, you're more than ready, and I just chill out until it's time. Calm before the storm.
Keyshawn, you got like a game, like a match day food?
I like to eat pasta and salad the day of. Professional, I would say. Like when I'm professionally fighting, the day of weigh-ins, I eat like some pasta, and then the day of the fight, breakfast and like a salad before.
Okay. And that's it, Jay Leon. You shook your head with pasta. Everybody loves pasta before fight.
Yeah, pasta. Pasta for sure.
Yeah. How do you deal with putting all that weight back on, like kind of so quickly? Do you feel slow after that, or is that?
No. You don't want to just eat anything. Like you think like, oh, I'm gonna eat pizza. No, you try to keep it around the same things you were eating during camp. You don't want to mess up your stomach. You don't want to do any of that stuff. So yeah, you don't want to be sluggish out there, all that grease. So yeah, I like to get the pasta in me, make sure I'm strong, ready to go.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got to bring back one of our strong contestants here today. Let's dive back into this action. We've got Off the Bench coming up.
This is cool,
All right, here's how we play Off the Bench. We're going to give each of you 30 seconds to state your case on why you should come off the bench and back into the game. This is your chance to appeal to us, the judges, because we will be the ones deciding who comes back. You're going to be judged on your charisma, your knowledge, your overall swag. Just basically, you got to make us like you right there. The rest of everybody will go back, unfortunately, to riding the bench for the rest of the night, and we will see them in small screen only, in silence with a big red X over their name. So you don't want that to happen. We're going to start right there. You're going to get 30 seconds on the clock. We're going to start with M. Rich. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, too, M. Rich is staying up super late right now. It's like 8 a.m. his time. He's been up all night. All right.
They gotta put that in there when they think of that. He's up late.
Absolutely. M. Rich, why should you come off the bench for a chance to be the co-host?
As the only Englishman here, still up at 3:30 in the morning, still got to go until like 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm here for the excitement. I'm here for the knockouts. Look, as the only English one, everyone here is American. Give it a bit of variety. You need someone from across the river. Have a bit of joy. That English accent. I know you don't love the English accent, so you've got to give us the chance to hear it a bit more. Have some fun, and hear a man say knockout in the right accent. Let it be fun. Have fun with it. Bring me back.
Absolutely. Use this time well right there. I loved it. Philly Irish, why should you come off the bench?
Why shouldn't I come off the bench? You got a guy over there that tells a whole story, his life story, before asking a question. You got a guy having a pipe dream about all Spain speed, Canelo Alvarez. And hey, I feel for you. It's like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning where you at. I'm on 2 hours sleep, bro, and I'm still here right now. So nah, you're not getting off the bench. If anybody's getting off the bench, it's me, because tell you the truth, I'll give any of these two a run for the money, and I'll beat them too.
I love it. I love the smack talk. Also, I gotta, Philly, you sound like every boxing trainer from every movie ever. And I love it. Like the voice, I absolutely love it. I'm digging it, dude.
Hey, Teddy told me, I gotta be that fireman tonight.
I love it. Dope content. I mean, you probably got screwed in that first round, bro. I'm just gonna admit. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there. You can be mad at me for that one. Dope content. Why should you come off the bench?
You just said why. I got screwed for making the best point in less time, which means I didn't need all that 30 seconds to make my point. We got a guy over here that's past his bedtime. We got another guy who needs some Red Bull. He probably a Philly Eagles fan, so that alone is swallowed by him. And then we have Happy. Happy is decent. Happy is good. But again, going head to head with Happy, I needed less time to make a better point. So that's why I should be back.
Keep feeling it. Keep feeling it.
Yeah, hey, I'm done. I don't need time to make up. I'm good. Okay. I'm good.
That's why he's not coming back.
King Hap, you got 30 seconds. Tell us why you should come back.
I appreciate it. The reason I should come back, I stick to my guns. I've always been more loyal than I have been ambitious. I went out there, I told it exactly how I thought. I went ahead and I'm blessed enough to go ahead and train with some of these fighters. So I go ahead, I look for the money for them. And also, Happy Hour Social Club for life. I like when my crew gets together. I like the Manny Pacquiao fight with Floyd Mayweather because everybody gets together as a crew and watches it. It's good for the sport. I thought the boxers would like that too because the bottom line is what's good for the sport's good for us all.
Good for the pocketbook. Most importantly, judges, we're gonna have a tough thing. What did you think right there, Jay Leon? What did you think of these responses?
I love the responses, man. My man Happy Hour, real confident, real poised. I like it. My man Dope Content, man. He don't need no time, man. He gonna spit it out the way he needs to. My man Philly. Shout out to Philly, man. I like Philly a lot, man. And you right, he is like those boxing trainers from the older movies. No lie, I like that. Yeah, hey, look, hey, Rich.
Bring me off the bench,
UK, man. You solid with me, bro. I appreciate you hanging out with us, man, on a late night.
Absolutely. Keyshawn, what'd you think about all these responses as well, man?
All these responses, man, they all had a little ring to it, man. All y'all had y'all own little personal point. But, man, I just feel like, Dope Content got out on some, like he said, off making a good point. Like, I feel like it won't even fair. You know what I'm saying? I respect Happy Hour. I respect Philly. I respect Rich for staying up with us late night. But I feel like Dope Content ain't get no fair shake, man. You gotta give him a fair shake.
Hey, listen, part of doing the co-host is you gotta fill your time, all right? You gotta fill your time. You gotta take your time when you get it, and you gotta fill your time. Anyway,
man, bring my man Dope Content back, man.
Right.
The good news is that you two are each gonna get a vote on who we bring back. I'm gonna start with you, Jay Leon.
I'm gonna go with my man Dope Content, man. He did get put out on some BS, but at the end of the day, man, he held strong. He set out. He did his time, man. He did his time, man. At the end of the day, he's ready. I feel like he's ready to come back and answer some real questions. Let's get it.
Keyshawn, I mean, I feel like I know where this is gonna go, but let me hear your answer. Who do you want to bring off the bench?
Like, if you think about it, the only reason he gave us a short answer because Happy picked his guy. If he would have said Canelo and gave you a whole answer, then who would have been out? They both would have been right. You know what I'm saying? He went out his way and chose a whole different person. Yeah. So, take him off the bench, coach.
He didn't
time. It doesn't matter. My vote doesn't matter.
Come on, baby.
Dope Content is coming back off the bench. Dope Content. For the record, I probably would have went with Philly on that one. Just but you gotta fill your time.
Thank you.
You gotta fill your time. It doesn't matter what I want though. Dope Content, you are back in the game, but everyone else, stay real close. We want to hear from you. We want to get you all your plugs. We want to make sure we give you a lot of love here at the end of the show. Plus, we're still watching all these undercard fights together. But for now, Dope Content is off the bench. Get rid of those red marks off of him. He's back for our finals. We're going to head to break. We are so close to selecting our co-host winner, who will be doing a sidecast of the Tyson Fury-Deontay Wilder fight. We'll be using some of those topics that you've been dropping in Twitch chat. You still have a chance to suggest some more topics for our next game. So make sure if you've got any questions you want these guys to talk about, let us know in chat. Chat Rules is next. We'll see you in 2 minutes.
Hey, Keyshawn.
Yes, sir.
If you can name two.
Back.
Oh, wait, we back.
We back. Welcome back to the co-host. We are almost done here, about to crown our champion, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 3 contestants left. We got Dope Content, we've got Shoe Shine Boxing, and we got Miss Thickums, one of the best names on Twitch. We have got one more game left. Here's how you play. Wait, sorry. Actually, before we go to that, Keyshawn, what are you looking for out of our 3 remaining contestants? What are you looking for out of this last game?
I'm looking for a lot of arguments, man. I'm looking for a lot of back and forth debating. I'm looking for a lot of, questions that's really making sense, that really get me and Jillian thinking like, I ain't really think about it like that. Show us a different perspective and like a fan's point of view, because like we're fighters. So give us like a real good perspective and a fan's point of view. That's what I'm looking for.
Jillian, what are you looking for?
Yeah, kind of the same what Keyshawn was saying, giving us a perspective from their eyes. You know what I mean? Good arguments, man. Valid. You hear me? Like, this is it. Coming down to the wire. It really counts now. So, I know it's been a tough game all the way through, but now it's really getting it here.
And it's very important right now to use your time wisely.
Use that time, man.
You guys get it.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
fight ain't over until it's game. Come on now.
It is time for our last game. Chat rules. Okay. I just want to say this is the last game. The next one is why you should win. So ignore that. Throughout the stream, we've been fielding boxing topics that chats want the contestants to debate. We've picked the spiciest topics for you three to debate. There is going to be a 5-minute running clock. You guys can get in where you fit in. I will be moderating the conversation, so I will be cutting people off, throwing to other people. But don't think that's all you got to wait for me to do that. If you want to respond to someone, you respond to someone. You get in there, take your time. Make sure you take your time. Don't forget what is at stake right now. You're going to get a raid from me and everyone else here. You are going to get to start your own sidecast of Wilder vs. Fury, led by us 3 and you. And on top of that, you are going to be crowned the co-host champion for tonight's event, which, let's be honest, it's all about the belt. It's all about the victory. It's all about the pride. It's all about the pride. Remember that. All right, we're going to put 5 minutes on the clock. All right. And we got Miss Thickums, Shoe Shine, and Dope Content. Your first debate topic is Manny Pacquiao recently announced his retirement. Who leaves a larger legacy, Manny Pacquiao or Oscar De La Hoya?
Pacquiao easy. In boxing, Pacquiao. I know Oscar is the fan favorite. He has, pretty much all of Mexico with him. But Pacquiao is doing the same thing with his country. Pacquiao has a better resume, in my opinion. He fought a little bit too long. As we can see. He got knocked out. He got beat up his last couple fights, but Pacquiao easy.
I will go with Pacquiao also, just to kind of throw in, if I could.
Yeah, you do whatever you want. This is your time. Take it.
Yeah, so I would go with Pacquiao also. He was never afraid to go up against anybody. He even went up against younger fighters later in his career, like Keith Thurman, in arguably the peak of his prime. So I'm definitely going to say Manny Pacquiao. He has, a resume that speaks for itself. He was never afraid. He's always wanted different fights at any given time. Also, can you talk about his history, diving through different weight classes? I think that's also really important to state because not everybody is able to do that. So I would definitely...
What do you say?
Manny Pacquiao is the only fighter here whose career spans 4 decades. He started at minimum weight
you guys all agree.
He escalated right through all those ranks. But
this is easy.
Unlike Oscar, he put Oscar in retirement.
This is about a bigger legacy, not necessarily the best boxer.
Man, no. What is Oscar best win against Pernell Whitaker?
You're not debating me. Let's move on. Next question. Next question. You're not debating me.
Every time Oscar had to fight.
If you were a promoter, you're a promoter, all right? And Jay Leon, you'll like this. You're a promoter. Who would you have Jake Paul fight next?
His brother. That's it. Beat each other up, because I don't like either one of them. Fight each other. Hope both of you get knocked out. If like a movie scene, just both of you fall at the same time. I can't stand both of them, man. So put him up against his brother.
Jake Paul needs to fight Tommy Fury next, because Tommy Fury brings legitimacy to Jake Paul's burgeoning professional career. That's what he needs. He needs a guy who's actually a boxer with a boxing record. He fits the bill. He's a member of the Fury family. This is a great selling fight. You take one look at Tommy Fury and you say, a Hollywood matinee idol who's going to get slayed by the American YouTube star, now boxer.
Miss Thickums.
Well, he took my answer. I was going to say Tommy Fury as well, but I'll also put a little spin to it. I think that this will be a perfect opportunity to showcase Tommy Fury. You know, we do know his relation to Tyson Fury, but this would be a perfect opportunity. They could definitely make a lot of money if they do go up against each other, and I think we will see a lot out of both of them in that match.
You say making money. Who's making more money than the Paul brothers? Let them fight each other. They get all the money. The whole family win, even though both of them beat each other up. You know, mom might not be too happy about it, but whatever. She getting paid. I'm sure she getting some money, so it don't matter. You know,
let's be honest, nobody really likes the Paul brothers enough to give them all our money, and to be quite frank, I think that Tommy Fury will bring in a better story because we know his ties with Tyson. So to be quite frank, I don't know about both Paul brothers. I don't think I'd be tuning into that. Maybe the highlights.
I spend money to see the Paul brothers knock each other out.
Watching two brothers fight and bash each other's heads is cringe-worthy. That is the most silliest thing I've heard here tonight.
All right.
Brothers fight all day.
All right, Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder tonight is coming up. These two men are coming in at their heaviest weights they've ever been. Who is that going to favor right there? Is that going to favor the 277-pound Tyson Fury or the 238-pound Deontay Wilder?
Well, since I think it's going to be a knockout, I think Wilder is going to be favored with this because this fight is not going past 8 rounds, in my opinion. I think Wilder catches him with a right hand, and this time he don't get up. That's my opinion.
I gotta disagree. I would say Tyson Fury all the way. It's not the first time that he gained a little bit of weight and it was in his favor. Also, mobility and balance has already been an issue with Wilder, and I think we're gonna see that again tonight. I don't see too many adjustments or changes, and I honestly think it's gonna favor. I think it's gonna favor Fury.
Dope content saying that the weight is going to benefit Wilder. That's the silliest thing I've heard here all night. Listen, Tyson Fury can have love handles, come in at 280 pounds, and he's going to use that weight just like he used it in the second fight. He's going to put all his weight on Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder's putting on all that extra muscle did not help Anthony Joshua in his case against a much smaller Usyk. The lactic acid is going to build up, is going to fatigue him.
Lactic acid.
He went science on him. He went real science on him. There you go.
I love it.
Tyson Fury, you're going to see a repeat of fight number 2. The only chance Deontay Wilder has tonight is to end it early and to go all out.
It's going to happen.
Jay Leon, I got to get your reactions right there. Who do you think came out with it in chat rules?
Listen, man, Keyshawn stole it, but Miss Thickums is right behind him. Listen, them two have been on point. You feel me? Valid as hell. You feel me? We're straight to the point, man. They own the money. I like them both. Miss Thickums, Keyshawn, y'all killing the game, man. Yo, content, you doing your thing too. I ain't hate on you, man.
Keyshawn, what about you?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna agree with my boy Jay Leon, man. Mistaken Keyshawn, they definitely making it, competitive between them two. Dope content, he's in there, he's hanging in there, but I think he was benched a little bit too long. He a little rusty. I think Shoe Shine Miss Dickens is holding it down right now.
Coming off that long hiatus, you know what that can do to a combat sports fighter right there. Yeah, but you know what? It ain't up to us right now. The poll, it is up to chat. Chat, you are gonna be the ones deciding who goes to the bench. 3 contestants are up here. You got to send one to the bench. This is going to be dope content, Shoe Shine Boxing, and Miss Thickums. Remember, you're voting for the person you don't want to win. You're voting for the person you want to send to the bench. The poll will pop up on your screen. You just have to click your selection. Your next poll question is, who should go to the bench? Will it be Miss Thickums, Shoe Shine Boxing, or dope content? It's hard. Like, at this point, like, everyone's just so great. And y'all are all super knowledgeable and super passionate. So this one's hard for me. I'm glad I don't have to make this choice right now. You know? So, content, you have the Wilder. You have Wilder winning. Who else has Wilder winning here tonight?
I don't know why. I just feel like he's gonna get outboxed, but I just feel like he's gonna catch him.
Well, I can't agree
and
with
it's gonna drop him.
He does have a puncher's chance. Always.
Oh, Jeffrey just got dropped.
Definitely got a.
Oh, there it is. That's the fight.
See what I'm saying?
I said he was going to get a big shot. Early stop. It's going to stop the fight pretty soon.
Yeah? Lucky those 10 seconds are about to run down here.
Damn, these Cubans.
Is there something special about like a Cuban style of boxing? Is it just kind of awkward?
Oh,
It's just very defensive.
Very defensive.
I would say like in amateur boxing, you know, they got that amateur boxing stuff. I'm not even allowed with y'all. They good and they great in amateur boxing. Pro boxing though, they trash.
Damn.
I love you, man. I love this.
They do the same thing with the sport of baseball. You know, if they allowed players to come to the United States, you would see a lot more tremendous Cuban baseball players in this country. They just take the kids at a very young age and they discipline them, and it's called the school.
Yeah. You know? All right, well, we have our results coming up. Our poll is closed. We are about to find out who is getting sent to the bench. Unfortunately, for the second time tonight, dope content is getting sent to the bench.
See, you should have had me back in there. I would have won that thing.
Oh,
nah, get out of
man,
here.
You know, we don't want to show favoritism to your podcast, bro. Come on.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
They brought the right one back. Get out of here.
You know what? If Wilder wins, we're all going to feel really stupid
Bro,
for that.
for real.
Y'all, that's going to be on y'all. It's going to be on y'all, chat. Unfortunately, dope content is getting set to the bench. But there can only be one co-host. We have Shoe Shine Boxing left. We have Miss Thickums left. And we, the judges, are going to have to decide the champion. We do have one last game. Prove yourself. This is the final fight.
Ooh.
Man, they coming with that heat, man. I can't even lie to you. I'm not even.
We got a tremendous matchup here tonight. Miss Thickums versus Shoe Shine Boxing, probably the biggest matchup that's happening anywhere in the world right now. This is right up there. This is Wilder versus Fury. This is Hagar versus Guy, the final fight reference right there. This is for all the marbles. This is to decide who the co-host is. The way this round is going to work, simple. You guys have 30 seconds to explain why you provide the most knowledgeable, most fun, most best, kick-ass, sorry for the cursing, co-stream of the Tyson Wilder and Fury fight tonight. You each are going to have 30 seconds to plead your case. The 3 judges up here are going to be the ones who pick the winner. Miss Thickums, we will start with you. Your time starts now.
So I could give a different twist to everything we're going to be seeing tonight. I have what it takes to keep you guys entertained. We could really dissect everything that you see. Also, we could break down the history for the people that don't know about what's going on. You have a lot of new fans that tune in just for one boxing match, but we could really catch them up to date. So I think I really have what it takes to really just keep everybody entertained and engaged. So I honestly think that I'm the right choice to be your co-host.
Perfect use of time. That was incredible. Shoe Shine Boxing.
Listen,
30
Miss
seconds.
Stickums knows her stuff. She's a worthy competitor. She's a fierce competitor. But I'm the guy you want to hang out with and drink beer and chill at the fight. I'm the homie you're going to talk to at the water cooler on Monday and say, did you catch that fight? I'm ready to entertain. I'm ready to rock this. Go with Shoeshine Boxing tonight.
You got 15 seconds left, bro.
Who else sings mariachi? Yo sé bien que estoy afuera, pero el día que yo te muera, sé que tendrás que llorar.
You do get points for props. I will say that I do
Points
love
for props.
use of props. I do love use of props. Oh, right there. That was amazing. And now here comes the hard part. We, the judges, have to decide who wins the coast. This is going to be a really tough decision right here. Now, without saying your decision right here, Keyshawn, what are you going to be kind of voting on right now? Don't give us your decision yet, though.
Yeah. What I'm voting on.
Yeah. Give us the, yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard because they both giving us what we want to see. It's just one female, one is a male. It's like they both is like it's real, good competitors for throughout the whole show. So it's really like flip a coin. I don't know, but if I was had to pick, I was with.
Don't pick yet. Don't pick yet.
I was with. Oh, all right.
Okay. Oh, you were a dope guy. No, unless you were gonna pick someone on the bench. Don't pick yet. I don't want to know yet.
Okay.
Jay Leon, same thing. These two. This has been a heated matchup here tonight. You know what I mean? What's gonna be something that kind of tips your scale?
Man, just confident, and they both been having they both watching the fight. You know what I mean? Like when the poll goes, it seems like these two had no worries. They knew that they were gonna be the last day. You know what I mean? Their confidence, their poise, their answers were on point. I mean, there's really no wrong answer. You can go left, you can have it right. You can go right, and it can be right. So, you feel me? It's just we have to pick one. I wish we could keep two, but we gotta pick one. So
I wish we could keep six.
It's here now.
I wish we could keep six. Unfortunately,
sure.
We can't. We can only keep one. It all comes down to this between Miss Thickums and Shoeshine Boxing, who is definitely watching this fight right now very intently. It comes down to it. Jay Leon, we're gonna start with you. Who is your co-host tonight?
Man, before I make my pick, I want to let you know, pleasure. The two finalists, you guys did your thing, man. No matter where this goes, I can see you guys on some big shows. I'll tune in. You'll have my support no matter what to the end now from this point. With that being said, man, I got to go with Miss Thickums. You held it down the whole way through. You stuck it out with some real solid men that look sport of boxing, that know how to talk the sport of boxing. You held your own with all these men. So shout out to you, Miss Thickums. That's why I pick as the winner.
All right, so you are picking Miss Thickums, confirmed, locked in. All right, Keyshawn, who is your co-host tonight?
I would like to say, man, out of all these contestants, they all did a hell of a job. When it was time to pick between any one of them, it was a hard choice. I feel like even leading up to this choice, I feel is the hardest. But we here now, and I just feel like I honestly feel like Miss Thickums, man, she been handling it down from the first question to the last. You feel what I'm saying? And if I had to make a business choice for like my business, my co-host, I feel like a female would bring more attention to it, especially her knowing what she's talking about and stuff like that, and her just being a female in a male sport. I feel like that just little stuff like that brings more attention rather than Shoeshine Boxing knowing everything across the boards. Competed the whole time.
Damn that knowledge.
You know what I'm saying? His knowledge is there, but it's common for coming from a male. You know what I'm saying? It's uncommon coming from a female. So I would like to do things different. I'll go with Miss Thickums. as a co-host.
And that's going to be your winner. I'm going to vote for Shoeshine, just for the record. I would have voted for Shoeshine. Everyone deserved it, though, here tonight.
Sure.
The knowledge, the passion was incredible. But that's the way the game goes. That's the way it bounces. Miss Thickums is your co-host champion. We're going to bring everybody back in here real quick. Miss Thickums, our champion. How you feeling right now?
You know, I'm feeling ecstatic. It was a tough show. You know, a lot of great competition. These guys really know their boxing, so it was really awesome. I really want to say thank you to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll all be coming over to your stream here at twitch.tv/Miss Thickums in just a few minutes. But before then, I want to give everybody a chance to run their plugs, plug everything you got. Tell us where we can find you. M. Rich, let's start with you. What do you got going on stream this week? Where can we find you?
Well, I'll be live tomorrow in about 6 hours for the NFL game in London, Falcons versus the Jets.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'll also be doing Red Zone when I get home after a full day of drinking anyway. You can find me at mrich58, and you can also find me on a podcast where I do anime. It's just Bloods Are Us. We talk about all sports, anime, movies, and everything like that. So we can find me there. And you'll find me next week when Arsenal play in the Premier League as well.
Absolutely. Billy Irish, tell us about your stream. Tell us where we can find you.
Well, I'll probably be streaming tomorrow night, possibly DC Universe or maybe Paladins. And you can find me, Shine, every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on YouTube and now on Twitch. And you can follow me on Twitter at Dreevo.
Absolutely. Shoeshine Boxing.
Yeah,
where
I want to
find you. What will you be up to?
Thank you guys for having me. Listen, there's no love lost losing to the woman on the panel because the sport of boxing needs more women athletes, women commentators like Christina Poncher, my friend Christine Lopez, who's a part of Team USA Boxing, who coaches kids in Texas. No love lost. I'm more than happy to have any woman on my panel or on my show at any time. You can catch the Shoeshine on Mondays. Like Drew said, at 10 o'clock Pacific on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you, guys.
Yo, just for the record, y'all got two boxers right here that you got access to. You know,
of course,
send them those DMs. I'm just saying, send them those DMs now.
Listen, Keyshawn's just on beginning his professional career. He could be the next big thing at lightweight, most likely will be. And Jay Leon's got a wealth of knowledge of working with this incredible team of this business that he's part of now, and also fighting tough guys in the past.
Absolutely. Dope content. What I'm saying is make sure you get them DMs going. Dope content. Tell us about your stream. Tell us where we can find you.
Listen, before we do that, I'm definitely going to hit you guys up to try to get you on the sports podcast pretty soon. But my first time doing this, man, this was very dope. Much respect to everybody on here. This was dope to me. I love networking with other people. This was dope, and all y'all killed it. So, but I'm normally doing like wrestling watch-alongs Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. I'm doing a sports podcast on Thursdays. Doing another wrestling podcast with my guy MT Darkness on Sundays. We do video games, play Madden. Everything is interactive. So if you want to join the stream, you can hop in the Discord, or you can hop on the stream on Sundays. Dope content everywhere, including dopecontent.com. You can find me. Same name, same spelling.
Absolutely. And King Hap, where can we find you? What are you going to be up to?
Absolutely, guys. The Happy Hour King Hat podcast, we record that live right here on Twitch, on my website, the Happy Hour SC. I mean, we're on in 73 countries. We've got 500,000 downloads. We'd love to have you guys give a listen. Honestly, we're live Wednesday nights and Thursday nights here doing the Happy Hour. Happy Hour Sports Spin on Thursday nights, 8:30 Eastern Time. Also on Wednesday nights, we're on at 7 o'clock, Happy Hour Fantasy Sports, the King of Fantasy. Quick shout out to everybody here. Pooh Bear, thank you so much for hosting. The judges and all you guys. Anytime you guys want to come over and participate in the Happy Hour, you guys are always welcome. HappyHourSocialClub.com, Happy Hour Social Club on Instagram and on Facebook, King.Hap on Instagram. Quick shout out to our sponsor, Clearwater Distillery. Everywhere
that's how you do it.
Boom.
That's how you do it. Get that money. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, guys, you guys just made 6 new creators that you guys can all interact with and make content with together. That's how this works. You know what I mean? Sharing the
Definitely.
community is how it all works. That's the whole idea here at the co-host. But unfortunately, we got to say goodbye to 5 of you while me, Keyshawn, and Jay Leon hang out with Miss Thickums as we are about to kick off this sidecast of the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight.
Type of guy to be like, hit me up.
Yeah, welcome back. Here we are with our champion, Miss Thickums, Jay Leon Love, and Keyshawn Davis, silver medalists at this year's Olympics. Guys, we are coming up into round 7 of this undercard fight right now. What's been going on in this fight?
I have Sanchez win. Sanchez is winning. He's controlling from the outside.